This is 1080, but...
You gotta look professional.
Exactly. No, it's for the optics.
Yeah, there you go.
All right. Welcome to Master Memories, the podcast where my friends talk about their lives. Today, on Wednesday, March 22nd, 2022, I'm here with Connor Michael Chatlos, a.k.a. Big Connor, a.k.a. You got any other nicknames?
Friends call me Tom Poopy, Tom Poops. Yeah, anything with the word poop in it. So
How'd that start?
It started back in like 5th or 6th grade baseball. My friend Jacob started calling me that, and then some of my coaches called me that. But then 5 years go on down the road, non-associated, all my college friends started calling me again. And they were like, "Do you not like that?" I was like, "I'm used to it."
Yeah.
I've been called that my entire life, so.
That's goofy.
Weird.
Like the fact it came full circle back to your college friends.
Yeah, like not associated too. Like you would have thought that, my friend Jacob would have told them, but that's not what happened. So.
Yeah, just coincidences.
Yeah.
Names. You can only do so much with
I
it.
know. Tom Poopy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess it could be worse, but.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I remember when I was a kid, they called me like London, the three-headed monster in 3rd grade, and I hated that shit. I think
three-headed monster. What is that?
I don't know.
What's that associated with? Is there a reason for that?
No, I think it's just like they were trying to get under my. I think it's the London part was the original part. Was just like like I'm not a woman.
Yeah.
I'm a man. Do not call me a woman's name. How 3rd graders are. How they speak so elegantly.
Yeah, I swear things from 3rd grade still hurt me to this day. Not really, but like, I think back to some of those times. I'm like, geez, like kids were brutal.
Yeah, it's like I feel like as you grow up, you get like less cute. But there's a point where you gain like a consciousness, right?
Yeah.
Where like of morality and empathy, and like middle school is like where you've lost all your cuteness of like just being able to do like little fun things, and then like you don't have that kind. Like I feel like freshman year of high school is when you start to develop it, which is why I think that middle school is just like I don't know why anyone would be a teacher there. It's just like
oh my gosh,
worst breed of children.
Yeah, I know, right? Yeah, I totally understand. I don't know how people are teachers in general.
Yeah, no, I mean. Especially with the pay that they get, like I don't understand why the fuck they get paid so little.
It's definitely not fair.
Yeah, that's not here or there, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not a fucking teacher.
I know.
Thank God.
I mean, maybe one day I'd become like a professor.
Yeah.
But that wouldn't be like my goal. It'd be like I get reached out to by a university because I did something cool. They'd be like, "Oh, come teach here." And be like, "Okay, cool." That'd be a lot different from like going into like the teaching world and then like working your way up. I feel like.
Yeah. No. Have you thought about being a professor actually, or is it just
No. A lot of my real estate classes, a lot of professors are just like people that are in the industry.
Yeah.
So they had no like idea of teaching. They didn't want to be a teacher. They've been in like whatever industry for however long, and just one day either reached out to Ohio State or Ohio State reached out to them saying like we think you'd be good for whatever reason. It's like a part-time little gig for them. They don't really do it for the money. They just do it like after work every day. So a lot of those classes are later, but like the teachers are more like real estate junkies, less of like professors. So you go into those classes every day is really different. It's kind of cool, but
that's sick.
Yeah.
I don't know. I've always thought like maybe after I retire, become a professor or something like that.
Yeah.
I feel like just doing nothing forever would be boring.
I know. You gotta pick up some sort of hobby. I feel like teaching would be fun.
Yeah. Plus, you get mold the minds of the young.
Yeah.
Be just like mini youths.
That's true. I loved high school teachers. Well, I never really gotten close to a lot of my professors now. High school teachers were just those small classes, and I had a lot of teachers in repeating grades and repeating classes, so that was a lot better.
Yeah, I think it's part of the Ohio State experience of just like unless you're in like a weird major, like you just like. There's like 100 people in some lectures. It's just like you're not gonna get close to your professor.
I know. Yeah, it sucks. That's the one thing that sucks about going to big school, I guess. But
What is your first memory of being you?
So I remember my first night at college. The day I moved in with Mount, I remember I went out with Josh Badzik, Adam Hag, and then it was me and Jared.
Mm-hmm.
You may have been there. If you weren't, you were definitely in the room that we pre-gamed in. I think it was your suite, your 4-person suite, because I remember we like went over how it was gonna work and how we were gonna go to Midway and Ethel and like use each other's IDs, and Adam Hag was gonna like wait behind because like I didn't have an ID at that time, so I had to use his. But I think you may have been in the room while we were discussing that, and I'm not sure if you went out with us or not, but I'd say that's probably my first memory. Absolutely. And then maybe just like the whole Mount Leadership Week,
Yeah.
launch week, is that what they call it?
Yeah.
Yeah, probably that.
Yeah. I wasn't part of the launch week actually.
You weren't? Okay, then maybe
No.
not.
I was at the front desk.
Okay.
So I like moved in like 2 weeks early, and so I don't know. I remember everyone else was at launch week, and I would just like roam the halls and be like, "What's up to all these first years?"
So you were front desk or my entire freshman year? Or something?
First semester, because they wanted me to work winter break, and I said, "Fuck that," and so I quit.
So you would have had to stay there for break?
Yeah, no, it would have been terrible. I mean, like I didn't do much for winter break. I think I just went home for winter break, but I'm not trying to stay in the dorms and just be alone.
Yeah.
You know, like me and like 5 other people.
Yeah, no, that stinks. I had a couple friends that they stayed over winter break and they made them move to a different dorm for those 3 weeks and then go back into their original dorm because apparently there's like, unless you're working the front desk, I guess, but
Yeah.
she had to like pay to stay over break, and they had to move her to a different dorm where like all the winter breakers were gonna be, which
Yeah.
is weird.
But one was one of those like certain dorms where it's like we were open 24/7. Like
Yeah.
we were taking in anyone from like other dorms, and it was just like I don't know why we did that. Like
I know. What's the point?
especially like we're also open like Thanksgiving break, fall break, and like I think I might have. I think I might have like worked on during Thanksgiving break just because like I was already in Columbus and it's like not that big of a deal, but it's like what I don't want to work this shit. Like
Yeah.
they were gonna make me work spring break too, and I was like, okay, if you think I'm missing my sophomore year spring break, you know, where it's gonna be the best time of the world, March 2020, like
Yeah.
you'd be dead wrong.
Psych, yeah. March 2020, what a time.
What a fucking time. I don't know.
COVID. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we'll get to that.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
We got some questions in there. Well, we still got our
Oh, yeah.
memories for everything just turned. Because I don't know about you, but I feel like freshman sophomore year just turned like those memories have like become so blurred. Like
It just went so fast.
yeah, no, I mean freshman year like I remember liking it. And I remember having fun, and also like college, the actual college part like not being the greatest part considering you know it's like all the weed out classes freshman year. But like I couldn't tell you a single fucking thing that happened.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, those classes were so interesting too because all the teachers had to transition to online learning and people were taking tests together and it was just a weird time.
Yeah. I don't know. Just I feel like I didn't learn shit during
Yeah,
COVID.
same. Ditto.
Like I went to class,
Uh-huh.
quote unquote. I mean, most of the times just watch the lectures at like 2 times speed. I got it done.
I know.
You know?
As long as it's done.
Exactly.
These get degrees, I guess.
So what were we doing today before we started filming?
Before we started filming, I think I told you this up the stairs, but I was supposed to have a meeting at 9 o'clock. I woke up at like 8:30, and then she texted me saying, let's push it back to 9:30 so I can have with my kids, or she had to take her kids to school or something.
Yeah.
I said, okay, so went back to sleep for another 20 minutes, woke up, got on my computer, got ready for the meeting, tossed the hat on, and then she was like, yeah, we're just gonna have to cancel, like, stuff came up. So I was like, great, so I was already out of bed, which was nice, I guess, because I would have just slept in. Well, I guess not today, because I had a meeting 45 minutes after that for a group project I'm working on in my corporate finance class, which is fun. It's actually kind of fun. Which is crazy for me to say, because I'm not a big school guy, but it is kind of fun to like work on a project that's kind of culminating everything I've learned in finance together, because it's pretty much like my last project of school until I graduate.
Is it your capstone or?
It's not capstone, so I took capstone last class, or last semester, but this one's more finance related, less like just overall business, so it's a little bit more, I guess like niched in on what I'm trying to learn.
Yeah.
But it's been fascinating. I'm doing a project on Peloton, so they've gone down the shithole recently.
Yeah, I was about to say, is it I don't know, is it a case study of like how to like not keep your company afloat, like or
It's pretty universal in like what we can do. I think the way we're taking it is it's crazy that I'm like actually talking about school because I hate school, but we're gonna pretty much say like, okay, and they've had a pretty rough couple years. They did decent during COVID just because everyone was in person or was online and wanting to stay at home and even at home exercises, but once we transitioned to like back in person, their financials just went down the drain.
yeah.
So we're pretty much just trying to decide whether or not Peloton should keep going with their current business model, try to get themselves back on track, or try to be acquired by a company that could, utilize their, trademarks, platforms, everything that they've done in a more like efficient way. So we're just like looking at the financials to see whether or not like it's worth Peloton to like stay afloat, or if they should like try to find a merger. But
Yeah.
it's fascinating. Their numbers are terrible, but
Yeah, no, that is really cool. I don't know. As a engineer, no, not in the science world at all, I feel like my vote is for buyout. But,
Yeah.
I don't know. I could be completely wrong. I don't know. Everyone, like you said, everyone going back to in person. It's like, I don't know. There's still like is a market for it's the Model T problem. You know, it's when Ford originally came out with the Model T, it like was such a good car, you didn't need to buy another car for like 10, 15 years. It's
Yeah.
like, and so they built in planned obsolescence into later cars, that way like after, you know, every so often you need to buy a new car, that way you keep getting money, whereas like, I mean, these Pelotons are really fucking nice, they're really fucking expensive, so
Yeah.
like, you shouldn't need to buy another
it's pretty
one.
much a one-time thing.
Yeah.
They've been saying a lot of the problems too is so you can buy the bike and then you can buy a separate subscription.
Yeah.
And a lot of gyms will just have like 3 or 4 Pelotons in the gym themselves, and then you just pay for a like $30 a month subscription. So you don't even need to get the bike. You just go to a gym where you're paying $20 a month instead of buying a $2,000 Peloton.
Yeah.
So I think that's what a lot of people have done. So they kind of got taken advantage of there, but it's just all coming.
Yeah. No, I'm just to see the final report.
I know. We'll have to see. I'll let you know.
Yeah, no, editor's note here, final decision.
Yeah. We'll just pop it up when we edit the video or whatever.
Yeah, you'll get this back in like 6-7 months. I'm super fucking behind.
Are you?
But
Yeah.
the nice part is, I mean, you're not going to stay in Columbus, right?
No, I'm going to Denver. Yeah.
That's sick.
I know.
Yeah, actually, Denver was like one of my top places actually
Hell
to
yeah.
go. But I don't know, the cool part is you'll be in Denver reliving this this college moment.
Dude, that's awesome. Honestly, better than getting it a couple of weeks from now, because I would just remember everything I said.
Yeah, it gets to age, hopefully
Yeah.
like wine, and not
Yeah,
like something
finally.
else. Yeah.
It's like when you get a letter, or like you write a letter to yourself and then they give it back to you like 4 years later.
Yeah.
It's like one of those things.
That's like the whole vibe of this.
Yeah,
You know,
hell
like
yeah.
just but better.
Let's go.
And,
Better
like,
than a letter.
Yeah, and for film. You know, like you could show this to whoever. You know, like can see your younger self like 5 years from now. Like I don't know, or like your show it to your kids. Like I don't know.
I think about that all the time. Like 10 years down the line, when we have our Snapchat memories, like, am I gonna show my kids that?
I mean, I feel like
Some of it. I don't know.
eventually.
Yeah.
Like there's some shit I don't want like a 14-year-old like kid to know that I did.
Yeah.
But it's like once they're like like older and then they have kids, I'll be like, okay, look at some of the degenerate shit I did.
Because you totally. Whatever that age is gonna be, but it's just weird because our parents didn't they don't have many videos to look back at their younger selves. Like there's camcorder videos and stuff, but
It's mostly like us as kids and
Right.
stuff. It was never of like them.
then yeah. And now that Snapchat's like half of its videos of me laughing and a video of my friend doing something stupid or just like really random stuff. I feel like it's so different from what it used to be.
Yeah, no, I mean, low key, just between like all of social media, we're building like archives of our lives.
Yeah.
It's kind of cool though. It's
It
like
is
a
really cool.
big digital snap, or what are those? The books with all the pictures. Snap. Collages. No.
No, I know what you mean. Scrapbooks.
Scrapbooks.
Yeah.
There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, words are
I
hard.
don't think I'd ever make a scrapbook.
They look fun, but like it's not worth the effort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Some of them look pretty cool though.
Yeah. I'm not hand or arts and craftsy.
Yeah, I'd rather make a video.
Exactly. Yeah. So what's your typical day or week look like right now?
Typical day, week right now, it's all over the place, as college is.
Mhm.
I would say like the most consistent things I'm doing, working. So I told you up the stairs, I work for a low-income housing development company right now.
Mm-hmm.
I'm on the development team. It's called Fairfield Homes, but so like in the real estate industry, completely separate from the real estate that I'm going to be doing full time, but affordable housing is super cool,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a really weird business. It's almost hard to explain, but so I'm usually working like anywhere from like 6 to like 12 or 15 hours a week. It really just depends on how busy I am and if I feel like working or if they have projects for me.
Yeah.
So I'll kind of just do that on random days, and then school, obviously. I don't have class on like Mondays and Fridays, and I only go to my classes half the time on Wednesdays, so that's pretty nice. Just only taking 12 credit hours, not having to worry about grades anymore and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I would say that's getting me out of bed, but it's not as consistent as it used to be.
That senioritis
Senioritis.
coast too.
It's
like,
hit.
Yeah.
It's hit. That's for sure.
No, there's nothing better than like reaching the last semester of senior year, like having like so little to do and just being able to like coast.
I know. And I feel like, man, January, February are always really tough months for me. Now that the weather's getting better and the sun's out and like you're seeing a little bit more of the light at the end of the tunnel, the coasting's been happening a lot more recently than it was a couple months ago. But
yeah. Now I feel like that first like nice day out, like I think it might have already happened. Like it was in the 70s, like in early March, right?
Yeah.
It was like that first nice day out is like the best day of spring semester. It's just like everyone is excited and out and about doing things. It's just like no one enjoys a nice day out more than Midwesterners, you know?
That is so true because I think when I was a freshman, I could be wrong, someone told me this, I never really looked it up myself, but someone said that Columbus won most overcast city in the United States.
Or like top 5, I want to say.
Yeah.
We might be 1, but
Which
I know
is
our credit
crazy.
top 5.
Yeah.
I mean, look at outside today. It's gray as a motherfucker.
Like I'd much rather it be at least raining or something. It's just cloudy all the time. Even when it's nice out, it's just cloudy.
Yeah.
Getting a sunny day here is tough to come by.
Yeah. It's worth it though.
Yeah, it definitely is worth it.
Yeah. No, I remember my senior year, like it was like March. I don't know what fucking day it was actually.
Yeah.
It was just like it was that first nice day out, and I don't know. We were playing like die, and like people started to come over, and then like it just became like a whole like fun day.
Yeah.
You know, like it felt like not a care in the world, just nothing but vibes.
It's crazy. It's just so weird. Like, man, I could be so overwhelmed and stressed one day, but the second I walk outside in the spring, everything flies out the window. I don't care anymore. Like, it's just crazy.
Exactly.
How the mental works with you like that. Like, you think you have so much to do, and then the second you get a little bit more at touch with, the world, it just kind of goes away.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy.
It's crazy what touching grass can do.
I know, literally.
Yeah.
Literally. I don't think I could ever be somewhere without like a little bit of grass at least.
Yeah.
Or green.
Definitely good for Colorado. Then.
Yeah, you got that right. They get some like forest fires and stuff. Like it's definitely dry, but like from what I've been told and what I've seen, like they definitely still have a lot of grass and trees, and they do like a lot of watering. So there's definitely some nice areas, but there are definitely some areas that are a little bit drier. But yeah.
So are you doing commercial or residential out there?
As of right now, residential. That's been the biggest like dilemma currently.
Yeah.
I went out to Denver probably like 3 weeks ago, or more than that, probably like a month ago.
Yeah.
And I had like 4 interviews in like 5 day in like a 5-day time frame, and then I also did like some skiing, and Issa came out because it was our 2-year anniversary, so we went skiing and hiking and saw the city and stuff. But during that time, I had 3 residential interviews and I had 1 commercial interview. Just that's how it worked out. And man, like the residential companies got me super excited, and then I walked into the commercial interview, I got all dressed up. Like I literally flew. They didn't even fly me out because like these commission jobs for commercial residential, they don't pay for anything, so it's really just on you. But they didn't fly me out. Like I paid for my own flight. I got to their office and they literally gave me 30 minutes of their time. And like I was all dressed up in this room, and they were just like super snarky.
That sucks.
Almost a little disrespectful. I was pretty close to like snapping back just because like I was like, what's going on?
Mm-hmm.
It's hard to explain, but like I walked in there and I was kind of telling them like my background and whatnot, like you would in a normal interview, and then I was telling them I'm still deciding between residential and commercial, and I was hoping that like you guys would give me some guidance on that. Just them being in commercial, and man, they were like, oh yeah, like residential is not where you want to be. That place, like residential real estate sucks. Like you want to be here, and we need like driven people. And I was like, oh great, like I could be that guy for you. And then they kind of went to the end and they were like, yeah, we kind of just already hired somebody, and like we're not really sure if we're looking for people out of college. Like we're not really sure yet. So just kind of we'll keep you in the loop. Just keep us updated as you graduate and everything. I was like, well, that's great. Didn't really give me a definitive answer or tell me what I should be doing next to like make some, progress with working with them. And
Yeah.
I don't know, it's just, and I didn't really get as much of that vibe in residential. So I think residential is where I want to be, and I think I'm a little bit more passionate about it too.
That's good.
So.
Yeah, I don't know. My dad's a commercial broker,
Right.
so
Mm-hmm.
So I gotta represent for the commercial, but
Yeah.
those guys sound like assholes. So fuck them.
Yeah, I was gonna say like it's definitely not everywhere. That's why I'm still like I'm still actively applying to commercial and residential. I'm still applying to a bunch of stuff. I got 2 offers, but I'm putting them on the back burner.
Yeah. See if you can get a better deal.
Yeah. / it's like I technically accepted them, but they're 1099, so it's not like I have to renege or anything. So keeping them on the back burner, definitely still looking at some commercial places because I know there's some good ones out there. I think I just kind of got a bad batch the first way around, but
yeah, no, I'm rooting for you though.
Yeah, hell yeah, it's exciting.
Yeah,
it's scary though. But.
No, the future's wide fucking open.
Mm-hmm.
It's crazy. It's like everything about how like I don't know, first 22 years of your life is just prologue for the next like 50, 60 years.
Dude, it is. It so is. First 22 years of your life are just some like consistency and school and. It's just like wide open now.
Yeah, now it's just work.
Yeah.
That's it. Like there's no like, this exam, like blah, 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 blah. It's just like, there's no like little milestones to keep going to. It's just, do.
I was saying that me and Issa were talking about that either yesterday or the day before, but I think it was yesterday, how college can be overwhelming a lot of times because there's so much to do and you feel like you have to put a couple of eggs in so many different baskets, as to compare like from what we've seen, I guess, from like the world outside of college, post grad and stuff. Like you've got your eggs in less baskets. You've got work, you've got a hobby, gym, and then maybe like a significant other, or like a social life or whatever. Like it's different from real estate license exam and club you're in and friends and going out and school and work. Like it just seems like it's so much harder now, and I guess there's just so many distractions. I guess that's a good and bad thing, but
yeah, I guess or better for worse, just figure it out.
Yeah.
The thing that keeps me calm is just like I don't know, no one like freaks out about being in the real world. Like there's no one be like, well, I guess there are people, but it's like not like I don't know, my parents and like my family, friends, and all this stuff aren't like thrashing around like I wish I was back in college. Like, they seem to be doing fine.
Yeah, and occasionally you'll hear someone like saying, "Man, I wish I could, go out and drink with the guys again." But it's really just like an instance. It's not the actual idea of being back in college.
Yeah, it's more of like going back to like your high school for like I don't know like watch someone like play or like in a game and be like, damn, like this was so much fun. Yeah. It's like going back there for a day is good, but it's like going back like I don't know as someone who is like in a college house for as an adult or whatever the fuck poor decision making there. Rent is cheap, so maybe not poor decision making there, but oh my god, having a clean kitchen is gonna be a godsend.
Dude, oh my gosh, we just got our dishwasher replaced.
Yeah.
Speaking of shitty college houses, we literally got a shitty dishwasher replaced with an equally, if not worse, shitty dishwasher.
Are you serious?
Yeah, like it's same brand, and it's terrible. Like I just can't believe they did that.
Yeah, it was telling me yesterday how it was just like left in the kitchen. It's just been sitting there.
Yeah, just been sitting there. We actually just moved it yesterday, but
it's cold.
They just kept it to it. They just like literally kept it in the middle of the kitchen just for us to figure out.
Yeah. That and then like the rocking chair hole, the paint bubble,
the paint bubble. Yeah.
I got some stories yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
No, like it's. So someone said like college is good for like or like not enough 4 years, too much for 5 years.
Yeah.
And like I was sad to graduate and definitely wanted more, but it's like I need adult things now.
Yeah.
I need a bed frame.
Dude, seriously. I'll be ready. It'll be bittersweet, just like everything is when you transition. But
yeah, I'm firmly on the side of better to be wanting more than to have too much.
Amen. Yeah, especially in this kind of way too.
Yeah.
That's the same thing with my sister. She's been here post grad for 2 years, and she's seen her friends move. She's had to make brand new friends because everyone moved out. Like
yeah.
it's a restart, and I feel like I mean, she's ready to go. She's like, I'm ready to like have a job and eat wherever it is, just like get away from the college life for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't blame her, especially being in Columbus too.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like so much of this city is just like Ohio State centric.
It is.
Like,
it is.
it's great
Yeah.
when you're here.
Yeah.
But it's like, and it's great growing up to like aspire to that. But I don't know. I don't understand how like I know people here that have been here for like 40, 50 years, like never left. I'm like, Columbus?
I know.
I mean, it's good. Don't get me wrong. I've
Yeah, it's
been
a
here
great
22
city.
years, but it's like, I gotta get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
You know?
So you're going to, where are you going again?
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Maybe living with Timmy. We'll see.
Hell yeah. Timmy, I know he was thinking about living with Gabe and Moss, but I don't really know what's going on there.
Yeah, I talked to Moss about it too, and like maybe living with them.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I'm fully virtual, so like, my timetable / where I need to live is like super open.
Yeah.
I just want to be in Chicago. Somewhere.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, there's so many people there.
Yeah, I think that's like the major reason I went, because like when I was the last two were actually Denver and Chicago, and were like the final two, and my mindset was being fully virtual in a city where I don't know anyone would suck, because it's not like I can have like work friends to hang out with or whatever.
Right.
And versus Chicago, where it's like, yes, I'm fully virtual, but I know so many people there where it's like, I don't know, I got options.
Yeah, so you can make new friends and then keep the same friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can do the what I did in college is just like make friends with my friends' friends, and like that's how I mean, I would just like make friends with whoever was in the Vatican. I would never bring people. I would just make friends with whoever came.
Well, yeah, why not?
Yeah.
That's the way it's supposed to happen.
So I got into BPAD, I know the entire creed.
Yeah.
Fuck each other.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
You got it. That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, mine was my last two cities was Chicago and Denver too.
Really?
Just flip flops.
Damn.
Yeah.
We could have been roommates.
I know,
Chicago or Denver.
It was tempting. I lived with Moss last summer in Chicago.
Yeah. How was that?
It was great. It was an awesome time. That city is so sweet.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. Like, I miss it. But yeah, no, it was tempting because because I knew that Timmy and Gabe and Moss were going there, and I had potential to live with them and stuff. But yeah, my heart was just somewhere else. So, but I mean, if push came to shove and I was back in Chicago, no complaints. That place is awesome.
Well, if you do end up in Chicago, you have to visit. If you don't, you still have to visit.
Hell yeah! I mean, my sister will be there too, so like I'll have so many reasons to visit.
Yeah.
See everyone.
No, I'm just pushing because I'm giving my car back to my dad because I've been borrowing it this year, and I really do not want a car because those shits are expensive, especially with all that public transport.
Yeah, dude, the public transport's insane there.
Yeah, and so I know it's gonna be a lot harder for me to like visit other people, so I'm just trying to like reel them in and be like, visit me.
I feel like with a big city like Chicago, you're gonna get more people wanting to visit you.
Yeah.
See the cool city and everything.
Well, you don't think people want to visit Cleveland all the time?
No, not nearly as much. I wouldn't hope.
I don't know. I've been to Cleveland too many times this past year. It is a good city, but it's like, if it wasn't for my friends being there, I would not be there.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same. I feel like that's a lot of those Midwest cities. Like, you would never go to Indianapolis unless family was there. You'd never go to, like, Cincy, unless you're, like, passing through and stuff.
Yeah, it's just, like, kind of there.
Mm-hmm. Like, the great cities are big cities.
Yeah.
It's just, it gets so, like, downgraded as compared to Chicago and New York and everything. And,
yeah.
So.
I mean, even in New York, no one talks about, like, Syracuse. It's always, like,
the
Big Apple.
Yeah.
So you never slopes.
Mm-hmm. Concrete jungle.
Where dreams tomato.
Yeah.
Or made of. Where do you lean politically and why?
Oh, let's go.
A little bit of a switch up here.
I lean Republican, for sure. I think it's so fascinating, man. Like, I love having political talks with people because I think I'm a good debater and I don't get overwhelmed and like I appreciate people's opinions. Like if you ask people that have had like deep conversations with me, it's always been like they've been really fruitful and like I've really appreciated them.
Yeah.
But I just thought about that because I've had a handful of political talks that have been really good, and I've also had some shitty ones. But yeah, definitely more Republican. I don't know, born and raised Catholic, born and raised in a white neighborhood in Cincinnati, Ohio. Went to a private school. I feel like that's kind of the stereotype. People usually lean a little bit more Republican.
Yeah.
Which I'm definitely one of them. And I guess I feel like when I was in high school and stuff, I didn't understand why, and then kind of just did. you know, like Trump 2020 and everything. But now that I'm older and, you know, I've had the, you know, the college experience and like I've had the diverse like friendships and backgrounds, I would say it's, in a way, it's opened my mind up a little bit, but it's also, you know, maybe understand a little bit as to why maybe I am a little bit more leaning right as compared to leaning left, but yeah.
Yeah, it's the whole nature versus nurture kind of thing.
Yeah.
You know, like, I agree. I feel like growing up, it's like you absorb a lot of the stuff, then you get to college, it's just like, I don't know, not where you're around so many different people that like think so differently.
Yeah.
And like, you're also like not around like, I don't know, a lot of like, I don't want to say authoritarian, but like your parents and teachers and stuff, like people that have power over you, so it's just like.
They'll tell you what's right and you have
Yeah.
to kind of listen.
Yeah, versus like, I don't know, developing your own thought.
Yeah.
I don't know, it's kind of interesting.
It's fascinating. I mean, yeah, no, college has definitely opened up like a spectrum for, you know, like when I was in high school, it was everything, like I believe everything that, you know, this one politician says that who's a Republican, and now it's like, you can't do that. You cannot agree with everything they say, but you can still lean one way.
Yeah.
The thing that sucks about it all is that there's nothing we can ever do about it.
Yeah.
Like at least that's in my opinion, like you can, you know, like you can go advocate for things, you know, you can change people's like public eye, but I think politics in general are so corrupt and crazy, and like we'll just never be able to fix the mess unless we become a part of it, honestly.
Yeah. And even then, it's just like the dance to like get into power between like, you know, making friends with lobbyists and like people like donors and all that. It's
Yeah,
like,
the donor thing is crazy too. Like,
yeah.
just the amount of like money pool there is, and you know, literally laws that are being changed or upheld. It's crazy.
Yeah, I don't know, but I think it is also interesting. Like in a similar way of like meeting everyone in college and like getting that diverse. It's also like, I don't know, be able to like strengthen your arguments. You know, like. Because I know when I came to college, like I was like not well versed. It's like you said, just like I was told what to believe, and like I don't know. Now I'm better at like, or I've changed my opinions on some things, but it's like the things I really still are adamant on, like can defend that shit a lot better now because I just like know more. You know, like got other opinions, understand the other side, or rather than just being like, nope, that side bad, my side good.
Yeah, it's all the talk too. Like, oh my gosh, I can't even get on Twitter anymore without just like getting frustrated with what somebody's saying, or just like, it's just crazy. That place has just become a complete political newsletter. It's insane.
Yeah. No, I feel like at this point it's just like everyone's like in an echo chamber on social media. It's like if you don't think like me, you're getting blocked.
Yeah.
Just like, I mean that's the good part about like, I don't know, in-person college experience. You know, you actually get to talk to people. It's not just like random bozo 47 on Twitter says this. It's like this is your friend. He disagrees with you, and that's okay.
Yeah.
You know, like I don't understand people. It's like if you know like follow this politician or like voted for this politician, like you're not my friend anymore. Like
that's the thing. Like I've never been like that. I would say there's definitely been times. This could just be like the way I take it, which I'm sure like somebody on the other side completely disagrees or may agree. I'm not sure, but like especially during like the election time, like sophomore year, and like especially now with like all the talk about Trump going to jail and stuff, it's like insane. I don't understand what's going on, but man, like I am a little afraid to tell somebody that I'm more leaning towards Republican. I feel like we get a little bit worse of a rap than we should. And it's the same thing as the other side. Like the people online make it seem like you should get a really bad rap, but that's not what most people think.
Yeah.
Like most people are good. Most people will have good conversation with you, but you know when you look online and you see people just ridiculing and just destroying somebody because they don't believe in what they believe, like you feel like maybe you would not want to talk about those things just in general.
Well, it's the reason that like in 2016 they called like Trump's like fan base the silent majority, because it's just like I don't know, it's like you said, like when you tell people that they're wrong for like believing what they believe, it's like of course they're not going to talk about it, and like you know, of course they don't want a discussion if you're just going to like tell them that they're wrong and blame people,
right?
You know?
Exactly, and it's crazy too, like especially people like us that are educated and like you know we're blessed to have you know a lot of us are blessed to have good backgrounds and you know we're in school getting a good education. Like there's people have a good reason for what they believe, and there's a reason that they believe those things, and like I just don't understand why you would ever like defriend somebody because of what they believe when like there's probably a good reason for it.
Yeah.
Like they're not stupid.
Yeah.
You know.
You know, like not, or I feel like especially like we're talking about like nowadays, like how old we are, the discussions we've had. It's like not a lot of people are just like I believe this because it's right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like they'll have like an argument of some sort. You
Yeah.
know? It might not be as strong as like other people's arguments, but like people can defend their points hopefully.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it's a fascinating world.
It's a fun time to be alive, isn't it?
I know. It always is. There's always going to be something new going on.
We didn't start the fire.
I know, we didn't. Hey, I'll look back 9 months from now and I guess we'll get to see if Trump got arrested or what's going on with the political world.
Yeah, no, that's still crazy to me that like that's all happening because
I don't even like everything I've read on Twitter like hasn't explained like why he's getting arrested. They're just like, oh, he's getting arrested in Manhattan. I was like, what?
it's to my understanding, the charge is he used political donations from like people that were supposed to be for his campaign to pay off Stormy Daniels and.
Who is Stormy Daniels?
Stormy, the porn star that he.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So because like they paid her hush money to not talk, and then she eventually broke that, but like he paid her with hush money that was from the people, and I'm really sure how they're gonna prove that money trail.
Yeah.
But we'll see.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out in the next couple of months.
Yeah, crazy.
He was supposed to get arrested yesterday. That was what he said on like his platform he has.
Yeah. Truth Social. I think
Truth.
it's called.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's an interesting time to be alive. Our former president's about to be fucking arrested.
Yeah, I know, bro. And then our current president
sucks. Yeah.
It's just
he has dementia.
Hardly alive.
That 2020 election will probably go down as one of the worst elections possible.
Oh my gosh. I just can't believe like the Democrats would have won by a landslide if they picked anyone but Biden.
It's like
because nobody likes Trump.
And I was talking about this with Doy, I think yesterday, like, or maybe my dad, I forget, but like the 2016 election was Hillary and then not Hillary candidate, and then 2020 was the Trump and not Trump candidate.
Right.
Like I'd rather just have two good candidates.
I know. Can it be that hard? Like, why do we keep getting these like 75-year-old people? Why can't we get like a 55-year-old who can see both sides a little bit clearer?
Like 2012 was not like that far away. Like how did we get so lost?
I have no idea.
No, like I remember
2008
and 2012. Like I don't know, looking back at it now, I don't know who I would have voted for just because like they're both great candidates.
Yeah, it was good. That's what it should be. They were both good candidates. They both had like things that they believed in, and in a sense, you were more voting for their policies, less of the candidate. And now it's completely flipped. Like people are literally voting for Biden just so Trump doesn't get in, and vice versa. Like.
The biggest thing for me was I remember 2008, like someone asked me, like, what's your opinion of Obama? He's like, he's a great person, like very well educated, I respect him a lot. We just differ on political beliefs. Like
that's what it should be.
Yeah.
I feel like you'd be pretty arrogant to say he wasn't a good person. Like of course he was a good person.
I love McCain. Like I think Obama, like for some of the shit he gets, like did the best with what he could.
Yeah, for sure. I mean that's what they're supposed to do. It's never gonna be perfect.
Yeah, I mean, like, as great as it would be to close Guantanamo Bay, like, that's not fucking happening.
I know.
No one's gonna be able to do that.
Facts.
Like, what's your relationship like with your family?
Good. Great. I mean, I've got a good relationship with all my family members. I guess I go down the list, like, my sister, she is 2 years older than me. God, we hate each other's guts in high school. But now, like, we're a lot closer. We've had a couple fun classes together through our college experiences, and just being a little bit more independent, I think, grew us a little closer. So super close with her now. Always been close with my brother. He's 3 years younger than me. He's actually a freshman in Mount right now. So he's going down a similar path that I did, which is kind of fun to see.
Yeah.
Obviously making it his own too, but we've always been close. Always, grew up playing sports together, playing video games, pretty much doing everything together, which has been great. Mom and dad, definitely close with them as well. Talk with them weekly, talk with my dad. Usually talk to my dad first about, like more business venture stuff, because like he's in business, and so like when I have an update about a job or an interview, like I'll tell him, and then he'll relate to my mom. And then I'll usually call my mom about, just like other things. It kind of sucks, like I usually color about like appointment scheduling and, just like more of like the random things of life.
The operational needs.
Yeah, operational needs right there.
Yeah, operational needs.
Yeah, so definitely, so those will be like the reasons I call, and then, the calls will usually, kind of branch out into, whatever's going on in their lives, but.
Yeah.
No, I've always had a good relationship. My relationship with my family is, I would say, is a little bit more like on an independent basis. So all five of us, especially like me and my siblings, we're very independent. So we don't feel like we need to be around each other all the time to know that our relationship is strong. I guess part of the reason I'm moving away, just because I know that no matter what, like our relationships will be strong. I don't need to be in the same place at the same time with them all the time to know that, like, to have a relationship grow, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
And I've seen like flip sides, like, with other like family dynamics, how like they're as close as long as they're like in the same location or they're like always hanging out.
Yeah.
And I think both sides are pros and cons, just like everything in life. But yeah, no, I'd be dumb to say like one day I wouldn't want to be in the same city as my siblings or parents. I definitely do. Like that'd be awesome.
Yeah.
Definitely want to at least be close to them because I love hanging out with them and seeing them and stuff. It's been cool that we're all three here now in Columbus. My sister for the next couple months, and then me for the next couple months, and my brother for 3.5 more years. But
hopefully.
Yeah, hopefully. So
Yeah.
So yeah, no, it's a good family dynamic. Everyone's doing well. So
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
I think, like you said, like, gotta stretch your wings and like test out the world a little bit,
Yeah.
Who knows? Maybe boomerang back. Maybe stay out in Denver, head somewhere else. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like everyone figures that out eventually. But I'm a firm believer of you need to like go somewhere and like on your own to like figure that out first.
Yeah. I remember for like I think freshman year I was thinking about studying abroad. I ended up not doing it because of COVID.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that sucks.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure. Do you know Brad Herndon at all?
Name sounds familiar. Was he in AK Sci?
He was in AK Sci.
Oh, Brad with the eyes?
With the eyes.
Like really nice eyes?
I guess, maybe.
Was he president at one
He was
point?
president.
Okay, Brad with the eyes.
Yeah, Brad with the eyes. I remember I had a conversation with him, I think it was during our one-on-one when I was pledging. I told him like my concerns about like not being around family and friends while I'm over there, studying abroad. And he said, and the reason I asked him is because he had a lot of, travel experience and everything. And he said, yeah, like that's so true, man. Like you definitely don't get to see them as much, but I'll tell you, being in a new city opens up an experience for them. In the sense of like they'll be able to come out and visit, try something brand new. You'll be able to like do something brand new with your family that you've never done before. And I think that definitely changed my mindset because instead of if I were to go back home to Cincinnati and just get my own apartment and be around my family and probably look a little similar to how things always have.
Yeah.
As opposed to going to Denver, for example. My family will be able to come out and visit me. We'll be able to do hikes, do things that we've never done together before. So like, in that way, we'll grow, and those moments will be a little bit more fruitful, and we'll be a little bit more in the moment because you don't see each other as often. So
yeah,
that definitely like shifted my mindset on being in a different city and being okay with it, as long as I just keep the priority of you have to go see your family or they have to come see you. Like you still need to be close with them. You have to be in contact occasionally. So
still got to put the effort in.
Right, totally. So
yeah,
but yeah.
No, shout out the entire Chatlos family.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Keeping it down, staying strong.
Yeah, keeping it going. So.
What's your most unique talent?
Yeah, I was thinking mine was gonna be more non-hands-on because I feel like I get my feet wet in a bunch of different like hobbies and stuff. I would say like I've always loved photography. Recently I got into like wood burning and woodworking, which is hard as shit. But like one day I want to like own a house and like my garage be like a carpenter. Like a carpentry or whatever you call it, but it'd be sick. But nothing crazy. Like I'm not really crazy good at anything like that. I would say more internally. The first thing that came to mind is I'm pretty socially aware of like people and surroundings. So for the most part, I know what to say and when, and I know what not to say and when, and I know how to act in regards to like friendships and mostly just like friendships. Like I know when I should be reaching out to somebody, If I haven't seen somebody in a while, like I need to reach out to them. Like I'm aware of like my surroundings, not only like personally, but like branching out. Like I feel like I'm pretty aware of how other people feel. I guess you could call it empathy, in a sense, or sympathy. I forget which one's which. I know empathy is like putting yourself in their shoes, and sympathy is something else. But.
I think sympathy is like you've been there before.
Yeah. Okay, so maybe less of the sympathy, more of like I understand and I acknowledge what you're going through or like what's going on and how you feel, and I can help you through it if I need to.
Yeah.
So usually by like facial expressions, facial emotions, the way that they're presenting themselves, I can kind of tell if they're going through, like if they're having a bad day or if maybe something's on their mind. I would say that's a pretty big one. Another one too, I think I'm pretty quick. I'm pretty good at thinking pretty quick on my feet. I think I noticed it more in college. I've been in situations where like I've had to act very quickly and without hesitation. Like I do what needs to be done. Super random example. When I was a sophomore in college, Issa, my girlfriend, her apartment oven just like burst into flames. It was so weird. We're preheating the oven to put like brownies in or something, and I open the oven and it's just like fuming in flames. And her roommate were like, what do we do? And I'm like, you fucking call 911, no shit. So immediately I just called 911 and we took our belongings and we got out. Like it was just no questions asked. It was like, this is what you have to do. I guess I can attest that to, the way I was born and raised. Like, this is what you do if this happens. Like, you do it no matter what. So like I've been in situations where I've done things that maybe didn't need to be done. So like, if something wasn't catching on fire but it looked like it may, call 911 like immediately, like better safe than sorry kind of thing.
Yeah.
And then, like another random example, my girlfriend, again, a lot of these come down to my girlfriend because she's clumsy sometimes, but I guess we both are. But she slit her wrist open pretty bad at a Camelot at a party. And I got a call from like a bunch of people saying like, you gotta get over here, like her wrist is really fucking bad. I was like, okay. So I immediately go over there, I pick her up, and I look at it, I was like, first off, it's not that bad. It could have been a lot worse, but it's not that bad. It was pretty big. But like I immediately like went to CVS, picked up butterfly stitches, stitched it up, and we called the urgent care, and like she was there the next day. So like very like quick. I think people like rely on me to like give them an answer immediately, rather than thinking about what could we do or what's another thing we could do. It's more of, this is what you gotta do. Like, this is the answer. Let's go do it, instead of just thinking about it the entire time. That was kind of all over the place, but.
You stitched up Issa's wrist
with butterfly stitches, not like actual ones. No,
what
not
are
that
butterfly
good.
stitches?
So they're like, how do I explain it? They're pretty much just like Band-Aids, but they're really sticky. So if you have like a cut that's yay big, you'll take this butterfly stitch. It's just like pretty much a white line, and you'll put it on the left side of the cut, and then you'll wrap it around to the other side, and then like as you wrap it, it like closes shut.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Alright. For a second, I thought you were like with a needle. Just
no, hell no. I don't think I could do that.
Yeah.
I'd fuck it up. It'd look really weird.
Yeah, no, I was about to say, like, damn, a real estate man and a nurse. Like, golly.
Imagine.
No, but that's sick, though. I envy your social awareness.
Yeah.
Being able to read a room is tough, let me tell you.
Yeah, no, you got that right. I mean, it's so weird, too. Like, it's so hard to explain. Like, that's just the way my mind sees myself. But I guess it's hard to put in words. Like, especially with like a more like personal or like mindset, ability.
Yeah. No. Do you think with the quick thinking on like your feet and like I don't know your ability to like it sounds like also stay calm in like any or like problematic situations, like do you think people like depend on you? You think more than they should because like you are like that guy to say the least?
I would say yes. In regards to, I definitely get stressed out about individual decisions I have to make. So I get not more overwhelmed than stressed. I guess it's kind of like in the same playing field. But when it comes to individual decisions, I'll get pretty overwhelmed. But when it comes to like making a decision for somebody else or somebody asking me their opinion, I do think a lot of people rely on me for that. For example, like my sister, she's had to make like a lot of decisions recently with moving and everything, and
she'll hop on the phone with my parents and they'll go on for hours and not come to a conclusion. And then my parents will be like, Connor, we need you to call Taylor again, so that you can tell her what she needs to do, pretty much. And I'll literally call her, our conversation will last 10, 15 minutes, and like, that's the decision she's made. So, I think the reason, I wouldn't say like me personally, they like envy towards helping them make decisions. I think the way I go about it, I don't really, beat around the bush. I'll be like, this is what you probably should do. This makes the most sense, whatever, financially, emotionally, whatever. This makes the most sense. You should probably do this.
Yeah.
And they'll be like, you're right. Like, you just kind of need someone to talk you through, and I feel like I'm pretty good at like, saying step 1, step 2, this is kind of what it would look like, this is what you should do, and they'll usually agree with that. There's been a handful of occasions where that's happened with, siblings or girlfriend or friends, but
yeah.
So people do rely on me, which is good and bad. It's definitely overwhelming sometimes, but.
Yeah. No. Do you think like there are levels, or I think there are levels to it where it's like, relying on someone versus like, needing someone to like make decisions for you, you know?
And nobody needs me. Yeah, it's more so like, it's more so, if they're having a tough time with a decision,
I would be a good person to talk to, if that makes sense. And there's so many other people that are good people to talk to, but I've seen that recently, like they'll kind of come towards me. But it's also family, so.
Yeah. The go-to phone a friend for like trivia, but like in real life, if that makes sense.
Totally, exactly, that's what it is. And like, family's naturally the first people you're gonna go to talk to about things anyway, so.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to feel special about, helping people through decisions, because I just feel like that's kind of what you gotta do as family, but, yeah.
What were you doing when you first got the news of COVID?
Oh, boy.
I was at my family lake house during spring break with a couple of my high school buddies,
And this is like my first fond memory of like school getting canceled, but we were on spring break and we were just sitting out on the deck, and we got the email saying like, you're not coming back for another week. And I remember saying like, fuck yeah, like,
more spring break, let's go.
Yeah. And then I think it may have been a couple days later, maybe a week later, we found out that week was gonna be used towards moving your shit out because we're not coming back. So I remember that exact moment where we got that email. I don't remember the exact day that we said like, you're moving out for good, but I definitely remember moving out for good. It was rainy as shit, pouring rain. Me and Jared had to move out of room 333. We had videos saying goodbye. Shit definitely got cut short. That's for sure. But no, definitely some good things came out of COVID, if you had to think positively, I guess.
Yeah, you gotta look for the silver linings.
You do, yeah.
Yeah.
Crazy time.
I missed those last 2 months of Bowen. Like,
I don't know.
I don't know. I felt like going into spring break is like, oh my god, like these next 2 months are about to be crazy, and then just.
Yeah, just got erased.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the thing with pledging too. I remember like pledging at KSI, the really shitty weeks are the first 6 weeks, and then the last 3 weeks or 2.5, 3 weeks are like where you're not really a pledge anymore. Like you do the really fun shit. And we pretty much did all the pledge shit and none of the fun shit, which was so annoying.
But yeah, I remember in ATO, like we didn't even have Big Little Night. Like we were doing that the first Wednesday back, and like. Yeah, they just were in the void, and like we just had no idea what to do.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I can't like. Yeah, how was like being a pledge during? Like, do you have to do anything or?
No, they just cut it off. I mean, we were so close to being done anyways that.
Which is all the fun stuff.
Right. So they were just like, yeah, like you're pretty much done. We're just gonna initiate you. So we did like a Zoom initiation, but like those pledge classes after us were, fully online, and that was super weird.
Yeah, but I can't imagine doing that. I mean, especially like a online one-on-one. Like.
Oh my gosh.
I don't know. There's something about like being in person.
There's always something about it, man. Yeah.
You can't just like, I don't know, go on your phone and do shit, or like even just like, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Can you see my screen?
Dude, Zoom, like, it's just crazy how normal Zooms become now. Like FaceTime's always been pretty normal, but like people will just like hop on Zooms for everything now.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is nice, but.
Dude, Skype blew like a 10-year lead. It's crazy.
Dude, how did it? In literally like a couple months.
Yeah, no, like Skype was like, I remember my sister, when I was like in elementary school, like Skyping her like friends from like camp or like this, that, the other. And so I was like, does anyone even use Skype anymore?
Dude, I don't even think so. We used it in high school a couple times, but like,
Dude, not at all.
It sucks.
They did quote.
Maybe not sucks because I mean they got bought out by Microsoft, so
Did they?
that really suck. Yeah. But no, it's just like you said, it's crazy. Zoom's just become like an everyday thing.
Yeah. Like I was on a Zoom meeting today. It just makes more. It makes so much more sense when, at least for college, when you have group projects and stuff, and people are all over the place, you can just get on a Zoom meeting, share your screens, and show what you're working on. It just makes more sense sometimes.
Yeah, no, like meeting up in person is like a bitch.
Yeah, it is. Especially with just like mostly random people that you don't really know.
Yeah.
It's just like,
I mean, like, how do you really want to meet up in person with some of these people?
yeah. Half the time you don't.
Yeah. How was your quarantine, by the way?
I didn't mind it, man. I won't lie. Yeah. I'm definitely I feel like this applies to a lot of people. I'm definitely the kind of person that like a week vacation is enough for me. Sometimes it depends on like what I'm doing, but I'll be pretty eager to kind of get back into it. Like I'm a pretty busybody for the most part. But something about COVID where you had no choice but to stay in made you feel not. It didn't make you feel bad that you were doing it.
Mm-hmm.
So like my days during that summer consisted of I landscaped the entire summer. Honestly, maybe one of the best summers of my life. Me and two of my best friends, like two of my good friends from school or from back at home, we would landscape like 25 hours a week. And then we would just like go home at night and like I would probably either drink and play Fortnite or we'd like drink and play online poker or something. So it was nice. It was relaxing.
Yeah.
But I was definitely ready to get back into it once everything opened back up. But it was an interesting time.
Yeah. You gotta make the most of it,
You have to. Yeah. At least those first couple months during summer. I feel like once we kind of got back to school for my sophomore year, junior year, things opened up a little bit, but it definitely did still kind of feel like a quarantine.
Yeah.
Like I feel like I was just at my house all the time.
I mean, especially like that Northwood house, like
Oh my gosh.
far.
So far. There's no reason to go to class or go to campus if you didn't need to. It was so far away.
Exactly. I mean, you guys all like religiously opted out of testing, right? Too.
What do you mean?
Like the weekly testing that you had to do.
Oh yeah, no, we half of us opted out of the testing just because like we weren't even going into class anyways.
Yeah.
Like all of us were online, so there was no reason to go on campus.
Yeah. And the only time I went on campus was to get tested.
Really?
And I don't know, had a whole routine. Every Wednesday I would go, get tested, get Scott Mongolian to go on my way back, eat that before like my first class of the day, which was at like 4 or some shit.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It's a goofy time thinking about that because it's like
It's crazy.
It's crazy. Like we had a whole like worldwide pandemic, and now it's just like a thing. It's like it's treated like the flu. It's just like get a vaccine. If you got it, don't go out.
Yep. It's crazy. I definitely feel like there's still some unanswered questions with everything that went on, and I mean it's just like it was just so random and
It's just so contagious,
it's so contagious.
I mean that was the problem with Ebola. It's like they didn't play gank. Like they didn't like it was way too lethal. Not like I think only like 86 people died.
Yeah.
Versus like COVID. I don't know. Like I've seen some reports where it's like some people like claim COVID as the death even if they were in like a bike accident or something like that. But it's like or like the biggest unanswered question for me is like the one that we're not going to get for so long is like the lasting effects of having COVID.
Yeah, I know.
Like because I know some people like have had like some respiratory issues like because of it or like I don't know. I just wonder like I don't know who hasn't had COVID that I know because I feel like
I mean I've had it 3 times.
Yeah, I've had it twice or 3 times and I don't know what is that doing to my body?
Shingles, you have shingles like chickenpox did, or I saw some and like another thing that I think is like very like worthy of like discussing is like the vaccine came out so quickly that it's gonna be interesting to see. It felt interesting that like they were super quick to approve all this stuff and people were injecting this into their bodies. It was like I feel like we kind of just like came up with this. Like what's going on?
I will say the quickness of the vaccine usually is worrying, although it doesn't like to me from my understanding like so COVID-19 is like in the SARS like family.
Yeah, so there's been some like development with.
There was some that was already in like stage 3 or stage 4 of testing that were already on I think on like some sort of trials.
Yeah, thank God.
And so it was like close enough where it's like you just like modify just a little bit. Versus like I don't know some of the other vaccines where it's like I don't know like you said like it was quick, and I also do wonder if like, usually like vaccines take like years and years and years to like.
Just FDA approved and
Yeah.
kind of go through the trial.
And again, like look at any lasting impacts if there are any, but it's like, I don't know, because we're in a worldwide pandemic, I feel like the bleeding needed to stop, but it's like what it could have, or it doesn't seem like it's led to anything worse, but
I don't think it has either. The one thing that I've seen, again, I found this from I think an article that was published on Twitter, so God knows if it's true or not. But some reporter like kept track of, or not a reporter, but there was like some archive of information about on-field like heart problems from like 1970 to 2018.
Yeah.
And I think the count was like under 500, like people that had like a cardiac arrest on the field or something happened to their heart while they were on the field.
Yeah.
And from 2018 or 2019 to current, there's been like 11,000 cardiac problems on the field, which could be totally wrong. But that was like of concern to me because like I have heard more stories about people collapsing and stuff, like, you know, with DeMar Hamlin, and like there's been college basketball players like just literally collapsing on the field. It's like, holy shit, like we've never seen this before. And like with concussions too. Not that that's associated with anything, but it's just interesting.
No, I think it's like, especially considering like the NBA, I feel like everyone's hurt now. Even with all this load management, and everyone has like all these doctors and all this and that, the other, it's like something's going on here.
I know, like why are people just like fragile now?
Yeah, it's
scary.
I mean, I've seen things of like, you know, apparently like people are coming to the NBA like having already played too much basketball, which is like wild because it's like you had people like in their junior, senior year declaring for the draft before, whereas like now it's like freshmen, if that. I don't know. People blame it on AAU, but like you said, like that, who the fuck knows? Like it might be, you know, I'm not gonna spread a conspiracy theory here, but like there could be like some medical problem that they just find out later that.
Yeah, that's what it is for a lot of people. Like, there's definitely been instances where like having a heart attack has saved somebody's life because they've been able to like diagnose it and find it, and now they can monitor it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
But interesting time it was.
Yeah, no, just to be in a worldwide pandemic where every day was unprecedented times.
It was just, everything was different. There was new information coming out every day, and that was like, I mean, that was in the midst of the political race, and at that point, like, I didn't know what to believe. Like, you were getting so many mixed reviews and so much information that was like just contradicting each other, and it was just like, God knows what's going on.
Yeah, it was information overload, like you said. Like it's nothing seems right because you're getting way too much information out from every single side.
Yeah.
No, some's got, I don't know. It was like you said, a fucking wild time to be
I
alive.
know.
Yeah.
I guess it wasn't a bad. I guess it's, in a sense, it was good that we're kind of structured. Like, we're in college and we're stuck in college and we're structured in like, you know, the 4 years that we have here. It could have been like, you know, you were just starting a family and COVID hit and you had a job that you got lost, or.
No, I'm a firm believer of there was never a good time to be during COVID.
I know.
Like,
it's always
either
something.
you're old enough to be susceptible to it, or you're like, you know, young enough or to like be raising a family and like have to worry about like a kid and like you said, like the job market, like all that, or you know, like early into life again, like the college or the job market just crashed. So it's like, you know, not a lot of people want to hire like a young motherfucker.
Yeah.
You're in college, you're missing like crucial experiences. Same thing with high school, and then like middle school early on, it's like I'd say like missing like important like educational stuff and like social skills of like, you know, being around people.
Yeah.
Like,
No, because now, I mean, it's become so much more normal to stay in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I think that's like a big thing that's gonna be a problem. Like, I don't know, like I've seen like kids that like after COVID they were at like a group of kids that just don't know how to talk to each other, and it's just like, to be fair, after COVID it's like, I don't know, like once we were back in person, it's like there was some points where it's just like, what do I talk about that's not the pandemic?
There's a learning curve.
Yeah.
I mean, there's people that got COVID dogs during COVID, and they have like separation anxiety, like those dogs do.
Yeah.
And they just can't handle themselves when they finally have to go back into work and everything.
Yeah.
So there's definitely been some, you know, negative social consequences because of it.
Yeah. It's during these unprecedented times.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense naturally.
What's your relationship like with your religion?
So born and raised Catholic.
Mm-hmm.
Like my grade school I went to Catholic school, so I went to church twice a week, Wednesdays and Sundays. High school I went to church probably like twice a month. and now like, dude, I don't go to church at all, which has been tough. But I would say it's one of those talks again that I enjoy having because there's like who the fuck knows?
Yeah.
Nobody knows really what's going on. I would definitely, I'm definitely spiritual. I definitely believe in something. From the way that I was born and raised, in my mind, it makes sense that, you know, like Jesus Christ and God is like the one true religion.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many religions that are that are of like the same root and are just branched off in different ways, like Judaism and you know, there's just like so many like monotheistic religions that have like a very similar idea.
Yeah.
So I would definitely say like I'm monotheistic for sure. Like I definitely believe that there's one God and that there's a cause for all of this. There's a first cause. In regards to like what religion has what proof and you know which one's the real one, in my mind I believe it's Christianity, but like how can you be mad for someone believing it's not? Like there's so, I mean, like that's just the way I was born and raised.
Yeah.
So yeah, my religion's definitely like teetered off as I've gotten older, but I've always, like I still always wear a cross around my neck. Like I've always, you know, been able to, you know, discuss with a higher power or feel like, you know, not feel alone in times when I am alone. So that's been nice. But yeah, I think it's definitely teetered off in regards to like going to church and having that consistency. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like that's like a lot of people, like,
Yeah.
I don't know, I don't know if it's like a college thing or if it's just a generational thing or whatnot, but it's just like, I don't know, I feel like a lot of people are just, even if you were like raised like not religious, it's like even less religious than that, but
Yeah.
I don't know, I think it's, and the interesting thing about like religion too is like the whole like, so many religions are like, if you don't follow this religion, you're like going to like some bad place.
Yeah, you're going to a hell type of place if you don't follow that religion. I'm like, dude, like
There's so many religions.
there's so many religions and like there's billions of people that are forced into religion. Like
Yeah.
you're telling me they're going to hell because they were forced into religion? Like I hope not.
Like they're good people and all this stuff, but like because you didn't follow the right one, it's like, oh well, too bad.
I know. It's like, how am I supposed to know? There's so many, you know, and then, you know, those ultra Christians or, you know, ultra religious people will say like, you know, that's what the Bible says, or like,
Yeah.
you know, they'll be given a sign at some point in their life that will give them the opportunity to switch over. I'm like, I don't know, man. Like if you're forced into life or death, and it's between, you know, your religion and a family, there's a lot of people that are choosing their family.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, in my opinion. Like, it makes sense.
Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see. Like I don't know. I feel like just in general everywhere I look, it's like I say religion's dying off. It's like people were more like atheistic, agnostic. Like I don't know. I forget who was saying it. It was like could be like I think it was Hoffner maybe. It was like some sort of like evolutional thing. It's like, you know, because I mean think about it, like we needed like the stories of like the Greek gods, for example. It's like that's how they, you know, figured out, or that's how they said like all the things in the world work versus like, you know, science eventually like slamming them, you know, like I don't know about you, but I feel like, you know, Zeus like isn't throwing lightning bolts whenever we get lightning.
Yeah.
Yeah. But like I don't know, it could, and same thing with God, you know, like could be some like the Bible and this, that, the other, like could be explanations of things we don't yet understand.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows? I mean, that's the great part, right? You know, like
Story of life.
once you die, you know, maybe it's nothing, maybe it's something. No one knows until you get there.
You're gonna be dead anyway, so like you kind of have to deal with whatever happens, I guess. Like,
Yeah.
you know, and the way I've seen it is like, why not live a good life? Why not believe in something, in, you know, just for the sake that it could be real?
Yeah.
You know, I don't see a point in not believing in something, even if you feel like that's true. Like if you truly believe that like there's nothing out there, like you're a true atheist, I don't know, like you might as well believe in something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. It makes sense for me in my head, like like this had to come from something.
Yeah.
But I guess I can understand, like, you know, especially with the science and stuff. I've always been like I've wanted to be a Catholic that believes that religion and science go hand in hand. A lot of like what the Catholic Church preaches that's not necessarily true, but the Catholic Church also changes their opinions on things all the time. Like, I mean, they're like the Pope has said out in a speech that they're thinking about letting priests like have like sexual relationships again.
Yeah.
Which is like for thousands of years like not been the case. So like
Yeah.
there's so many things that are going on that you could disagree with that it's like you might as well just form your own opinion based off kind of what people are saying. And I've always been a believer of like science leads us closer to that higher being, and like they should go hand in hand. Like I think that whatever we discover in science should give us more proof that like this world's fucking crazy, that like there's no way this should just happen by chance.
Yeah.
Kind of thing.
Yeah, no, I agree. It's no, I think it's interesting how like people try to like separate them, where it's like they can coexist.
They're allowed to.
There's no rule that says like you must pick one.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
You shouldn't have to. I mean, I feel like science is a gift. Yeah.
Especially like figuring out how shit works. You
Yeah.
know, like I don't know, like look at all these atoms.
I know.
These molecules.
Dude, it's crazy to think about. Sometimes when you think about how small you are too, it's just like.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, especially like in the universe and at like time. You know, like our our life on Earth is like that. And, like, even in the span of the universe, we're like a speck of dust or sand or something. Like
We are.
we really don't matter. But I mean, that kind of unlocks you to like either we don't matter, life is terrible, all this stuff, or we don't matter.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Do whatever the fuck you want.
Exactly.
You know?
Exactly. It's the latter for me. Like
I agree. It's like, why not?
you matter, but we as a whole really don't matter
Yeah.
as much as people think we do.
Or your life matters as much as like you give it matter. It's like the whole like the purpose of life is what you or the purpose that you give it kind of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My this might be a hot take, but I'm a huge Elon Musk fan. I think he's just like kind of funny, and I don't know. I feel like he usually is trying to do good for the most part. But regardless, one of the quotes he said is like, we're not meant to stay on this earth. We are either one, going to like put ourselves in the grave, world war, nukes everywhere, famine, whatever, or we're gonna become so like scientifically like advanced that we'll be able to get off this planet and like do universal travel.
Mm-hmm.
Those are the only two options. So either we cease to exist or we get off this planet, because eventually, like this ground that we're living on is going to implode, whether we like it or not. So now that's probably millions of years away, but
Hopefully.
yeah, hopefully that's true. Who knows now?
Yeah. I come back to the old quote. Either we're alone in this universe or we're not, and both are equally terrifying.
Yes, that is so true. That is so true.
Yeah.
Do you think we're alone?
No, I think it feels like an impossibility that we are the only situation where or all the situations come together just right to make life. Like I feel like there has to be somewhere out in the universe where the situations came together just right as well. Like it can't just be us,
And it's just right for us. That doesn't mean that this earth, the way this earth works, has to be how another extraterrestrial planet has to work for them. They could breathe different air, and they could have evolved a different way or whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know.
Guess we'll see. Hopefully.
I don't think we'll ever know.
Yeah.
We're still pretty early in this whole
space thing.
Yeah.
Barely been to the moon.
Yeah.
Haven't even been to Mars on foot.
Yeah. Did we go to the moon?
Depends who you ask.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably. I hope so.
Shout out Kubrick, the greatest moon director in the world.
Honestly.
What's your biggest regret?
I feel like when people have a biggest regret, it immediately comes to mind. I feel like I've had micro regrets, but nothing insane. Small ones, I wish I would have stayed a little closer to my high school friends, or honestly nothing really crazy. I mean, I feel like I've been pretty blessed to have a good upbringing and make good decisions, and go to come to Ohio State and go to good schools and have a good degree. I wouldn't say I've had a huge regret where I would have done something different. I feel like right now I really wouldn't change anything. I guess a regret / something I would change is a portion of my mentality in regards to staying mentally strong and mental health and everything. I think mental health is a fucked up problem, but I feel like everyone deals with it in the slightest. But I would say like my mentality has definitely been really good for me in a lot of ways, but it's also gotten me in trouble like personally, in regards to like being overwhelmed and like having some like mental health problems. Nothing crazy, but just the day-to-day things that could have been better. And the mindset, changing your mental mindset now is a lot harder than doing it when you're younger.
Yeah.
And it's just, now that I'm older, I'm really starting to see how the way that I think is connected to a lot of different instances that happened when I was younger, or like ways I was raised and everything. Which is kind of scary to think about, like when you have kids one day, that a lot of what you do is really how they're going to turn out.
Yeah. Get mold.
It's crazy. It's scary.
Yeah. That's a lot of responsibility, but I mean, like, I don't know. That's why you gotta do it right,
You better do it right, yeah. I mean, it's not gonna be perfect, but neither is life, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, not a crazy regret. I would say just, ongoing discovery and growth,
Mm-hmm.
nothing that I would change,
Yeah.
particularly.
Yeah. When you're still young.
Yeah, got a lot of time.
Yeah, no, but in actuality, I mean, that's good. Like,
Yeah.
not everyone needs to have a giant,
I know.
shattering regret,
Right.
like, I think the biggest part, are, like you said, like, learning from the things that happen to you and, like, being able to grow and adapt.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it's really just about adaptation. Life's gonna hand you some crazy instances, that's for sure.
You're always going to get a curveball and not here and there, not just a fastball.
I know.
What are you most worried about?
Again, I think it's one of those things where it's like I don't have one big worry. It's a lot of like really small ones. So I would say like first thing that came to the top of my head in this present moment, my job's gonna be full commission and I'm going to a new city that's fucking expensive to live in.
Mm-hmm.
So that's definitely a worry of mine. Gonna have to get a part-time job and work a lot of hours.
Yeah.
Which is overwhelming to think about. So that's a worry. I've had some digestive issues over the years. Fuck genetics. My mom and dad have it in the family, but in that regard, fuck genetics. But so like I've been kind of going on a roller coaster of figuring out what's good for my body and what I can eat and what I can drink and how I can feel like 100% all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So that's like maybe less of a worry, more of like I'm trying to figure out what's gonna be best for me. So I guess like worried about getting myself to that point.
Yeah.
Like those are a couple ones. Being away from family, my girlfriend, in a different city, that's a worry. Just small ones, nothing crazy. It's more just like the small worries that you have to really get a grasp of and like have a game plan for.
Yeah.
So nothing huge again.
Yeah. No, it's like all those like little things like moving to the real world.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a big fucking step.
It is. It's the biggest one you probably, up to this point in your life has probably taken, I feel like.
Because I feel like, even in college, it's like, yeah, I'm still going to be learning and all this stuff. I mean, there's going to be a bunch of different stuff, but it's like, you still got classes, you still got like, I don't know, friends,
Mm-hmm.
hopefully, versus like, the real world. It's just like, I don't know, like I said, it's like a 22-year prologue for like something completely different. I mean, like, your financial project right now, or your capstone, like that's just, or internships, what the fuck am I talking about? They're like peaks of the real world, but it's like, I feel like you don't know until
It's
you're
not the real
there.
thing. They never really even in those jobs and internships, they never really showed you the real thing. They kind of just gave you like the side things.
Yeah, they treat you like, get a play in the play place.
Yeah, exactly. No, I mean, I've heard a lot about how college prepares you for the real world, but it doesn't prepare you for the first couple of years in the real world. In regards to like the lifestyle change and potentially some of the loneliness that people go through and just like that transition time. So it's gonna be an interesting time, but
We'll figure it out.
stride. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, you got it, right?
Life's not that deep at the end of the day, so
Yeah.
if I end up having to work a bartending job for 2 years until I figure out what I want to do, so be it.
Yeah. I will say working fully commissioned. I mean, my dad works for himself, so he's fully commissioned. Like, there are gaps, but it's like once you get that paycheck.
I know, it's really just about getting over the hump, and so those first couple of months are going to be interesting. That was another reason I decided to do residential is, like, I think that's where my passion lies, first off, because my goal one day is to, like, have my own properties or do house flipping, like, that's literally, like, what I want to do. But also, commercial paychecks take forever to come in.
Yeah.
And you're working on a project for years, and
Yeah.
I don't think I can afford it.
Yeah,
So,
no, the timeline is kind of wonky.
it's crazy, yeah.
What's the hardest thing that's happened to you this past year?
I would say the hardest thing that's happened to me is I've with in light, non-light, in spite of all like the stomach problems I've been going through, I've lost like around 25 to like 28 pounds on accident, not on purpose.
Yeah.
Just it's so interesting. Like who's that?
What's up, Brophy?
We have a
What are you doing in there?
we're doing a podcast.
Oh, tough luck.
Thanks, bro.
So digestive issues are super fascinating. My mom's a counselor, and she tells me that a huge portion of people that go into her counseling office also have digestive problems, because your brain, the way that your brain connects with like your digestive system and like the dopamine, the serotonin, a lot of your dopamine comes from your digestive system, which is so weird, but it's just crazy how like everything that you do is like the center of your body is your digestive system in a sense. So there's a lot of things that can kind of fuck with it, processed foods, stress, anxiety, whatever it is, genetics. So I've been learning a lot about like how it works and like the microbiome of your body and what you should and should not be putting in your body. So the past couple months have been pretty tough because I've not been eating a lot. I've gone completely gluten-free as of 2 months ago and dairy-free as of a couple weeks ago, just to do trial and error to try to figure out what's going on and what I'm allowed to put in my body. And I'm like I was a huge gym junkie. So being at 185 pounds and lifting awesome weights and taking pre-workout over the summer in Chicago, that's when I felt like myself. I felt awesome. And then as the time's gone on and weather's gotten cold and you've gotten busy with a lot of other things, my body's started to deteriorate. I've lost a lot of my weight. So I would say that's been like a pretty tough struggle, but it's again one of those things where I'm taking it in stride and like it could be a lot worse, dude.
Yeah.
It could be so much fucking worse. Like there's people going through some serious shit right now. Like if I can't eat canes whenever I want, like some of my friends can, so be it. Like that's a problem I'm willing to deal with.
Yeah.
Rather than not having enough money to pay for food in general, or like not having a place to live, or having a bad family dynamic. Like it could be a lot worse. So
Yeah.
but
I mean, still like a problem.
Definitely still a problem.
You can't. I don't know. My opinion is like I don't know. Can't downplay like your own situation. Like at the end of the day, like that is a shitty thing. I'm sorry. to hear that you go.
Yeah. No. It's. I'm definitely on the knock on wood. I'm definitely on like the back end of figuring it out. My freshman year of college, I had a pretty bad flare up where my body was just denying everything. Sophomore, junior year, I was totally fine, and now it's gonna come back. So it comes in waves. It's really about just like,
Figuring out how to manage it.
learning how to manage it, and figuring out what exactly it is that's bothering you. So I guess it's not a bad thing because that it's something.
Yeah.
Rather than you just having no idea what's going on. So.
Yeah, but the trial and error, especially like.
Yeah.
That does not sound fun.
It's not been fun. It's not been fun. But you know what? Like, it got to a point, I would say probably like a month ago, where I felt so bad. Like some of my biggest symptoms have been like the weight loss, and then I've had like crazy nausea when I eat, like almost bedridden nausea. But it's gotten so much better, and it was because there was a day about a month ago where I was like, I'm going all in. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts. Like, I am making proactive steps to this day. And that's when I started gluten-free, that's when I did all this stuff, and that's helped. So, like, nothing, like, I don't even crave fucking canes anymore as much as I used to, just because I'm like, I'm done. Like, I want to feel good. That's what matters. So, it's been relieving. It's been kind of nice.
Yeah.
Knowing that I can eat a little healthier and, know that there's other things that are more important than eating good food.
Yeah. Like you said, there's more important things in this world than a burger.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
I mean, one day I'll be able to enjoy a burger again, but that comes with time.
Yeah.
So.
No, I'm glad to hear that you're figuring it out. Sounds like it's a good process.
Yeah, it's a good process. You have to have a good mindset with everything,
Yeah.
or you're just never gonna figure it out.
Yeah. Can't just be woe is me to everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
totally. So,
Yeah.
good question again.
Thank
These
you.
are good ones. These are ones that I feel like they're harder than interview questions. I have to like think about it a little bit.
Yeah.
So.
Well, like I said, I like when people come in raw because
Yeah.
otherwise you just think about it too much and just prepare like a.
This is the hardest thing that I've done because blah blah blah. Or
Yeah.
like my book's unique talent is this. I've done this and blah.
So have you been telling, like, was there a point in the podcast where you were telling people what to expect more than you are now? Like, did you learn that at all, or?
I mean, the first like dozen people probably like knew the premise of the podcast. Or now like I have a go-to like text response for like both
Yeah.
disclaimers as well as like if anyone asks like what's it about.
Yeah.
Like the time capsule and what's it, but like the questions themselves, those are like the black box.
Yeah.
Like I don't know, the only Ben, I remember heard like a couple of them like in passing, like when I was doing back in my room in the Vatican, which that's the only like big downside of like having this studio, quote unquote, is back when it was in the Vatican, it was like very homey, like in my room, like, better chairs at the very least.
Right.
But no, I mean that's the secret sauce. I think that like thinking on the fly, like, it's the core essence of a person rather than like how people try to construct themselves, if that makes sense.
No, that makes sense. And yeah, I mean you're getting the true, genuine thoughts.
Yeah.
Even if they're not structured. Like I feel like a lot of what I've said already, like it will make sense when somebody, listens to a podcast as a whole, but like the sentences themselves, like it's all over the place. But then you kind of just put the pieces together. It's less structure, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
I mean that's how the brain works, It's like it's never just like this, let's go. It's like it's a train of thought, and sometimes as we've learned in Ohio, trains do get derailed.
That's dude, oh my gosh. Speaking of that shit, that's crazy.
Yeah, wait, what's up?
I was just saying, like, that's been happening all over the place.
Dude, it's
There's been like 5 or 6.
I know, right? Like, what's happening in Ohio?
I
Where
have
like
no
we
idea.
just can't have trains, I guess.
Can't have good water. I guess Columbus was fine, but I think there were definitely some places that you couldn't drink water for a little bit.
Yeah, I don't know. Like we said, what time to be alive?
I know, right?
Yeah.
There's always some crazy shit going on.
Yeah. What's something that made you laugh really hard recently?
So me and half of my roommates went to Punta Cana,
Mm-hmm.
which was a blast, super relaxing. I've never done like an all-inclusive.
Yeah.
Food was pretty mid/shit for a lot of it, but like for drinks
the
and like,
sushi buffet.
oh my gosh, like people get sick left and right.
Yeah.
I don't think any of us got crazy sick, but it happens. But oh my gosh, Aaron Deutsch is the funniest motherfucker on the planet Earth. I swear, half the time, like when he's drunk, him drunk is just like so much fun to be around.
It's a sight.
It's just amazing. And like me and him, we were like pounding cigarettes the entire trip because like that's just what that's just like what a bunch of people do in Punta Cana. Like
When in Rome.
yeah, when in Rome, exactly. People were just pounding cigs. Like it was just like the convenience store was just filled with cigarettes. So we were like, fuck it, like let's just like get a bunch of cigs and just like start pounding them throughout the week. So like there were times where he would literally be at a table and he would like chain smoke like 10 cigs at once, like within a 30-minute time frame, and it was just hilarious because we would just had bought a pack of cigs and it'd be gone within like 2 hours. So,
Right.
but like I can't even think about like a specific comment he made, but just like being around him is just the funniest shit ever, and like you just laugh your ass off the entire time.
Yeah.
But yeah, and not only him, but like the rest of the guys too. Like Filer when he's drunk is just hilarious because he's just so much fun to be around. And Blake had a crazy story. I'll let him tell.
Yeah.
About the Punta Cana trip. Make sure you ask when you have your podcast with him.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just a crazy trip. So a lot of laughter, but
Yeah. Oh yeah. I don't know. I was talking with Boy about it yesterday. Like, it seems like a hell of a trip.
Yeah.
Especially like he's talking about you guys like did like what, like 5 packs in 4 days.
we did
Something
five.
like that?
We did 5 packs in the time that we did, which I think it was like 4.5 days.
Yeah.
Pretty much just me and him, which is crazy.
That's absurd.
I know. We were just chain smoking. We were saying like, oh my god, when we get back to working out, like we're not gonna be able to breathe for a couple weeks. Like,
Yeah.
like it's just funny too because I've gone like vape free as of like I've been I think almost like 2 months now.
Let's go.
But it's been longer than that. But like over the past 2 months I haven't hit it at all. The past like 6 months has been like very very like rarely I'll hit it.
Yeah.
But it was just funny because when we got there on the first day we were drunk and we were like, it's not a vape, it's just cigs. Like they have filters on them too, so they're good for you, right?
Yeah.
Let's just chain smoke cigs all week. And we were like, fuck it. So it was fun, but random time.
Yeah.
Good old Punta Cana, interesting place.
Yeah, I feel like I'm gonna get some good stories because it was actually good timing because I got Hyatt and Jared before Punta Cana, and I know
Okay.
Jared kind of had like his own like the Del like Punta Cana
Yeah.
experience. Like sometimes with you, sometimes not. And then the Cana was in High was in London, so
Yeah.
I need to talk to them about their trips though, especially Hyatt. Like London sounded sick.
Yeah, no, I didn't hear too much of it, but I saw some of his like pictures he was posting and stuff. It looked sweet. He was there for, he's international business. That's one of his majors, and I think that you have to do like a trip at some point in the 4 years. So that was his.
Yeah, that's what he was telling me. But you have to go to a bar with a ball pin in it. That's
I
sick.
saw that. Did you see the pictures of that?
Yeah.
Dude, he, like only his neck and above was like not under the ball pit, which is crazy
I mean,
for some of the parts.
yeah. No, that sounds like a hell of an experience.
I know.
Yeah, we
I would go only for that.
Yeah, we should go to London. Go to a ball pit.
Okay, why not?
Yeah,
Let's ball.
let's fun.
Let's ball. No pun intended.
What's your favorite tradition?
I don't know, like family traditions are always good. You know, like Thanksgiving, Christmas. Thanksgiving and Christmases look pretty familiar every year.
Mm-hmm.
Spring breaks are almost pretty much a tradition in and of itself. Just like I've almost always gone somewhere with family or friends, which has been great.
Mm-hmm.
I love 4th of July. I love 4th of July. I just feel like it's just like an awesome atmosphere. My 4th of July's growing up have usually been at like my family's lake house, and there's just like some wild times. Even like before we were drinking, like just boats everywhere and like people almost dying and just like sparklers and fireworks blowing up in people's faces, just like degenerate shit.
Yeah.
So that's always been fun, but I don't know if I got like a favorite one. Yeah, maybe 4th. 4th is a good one.
Just being around family. for
Just
the
being around
holidays.
family and just having like a reason to go see family other than just like go see them, like go see them for like a specific event or like a time of a time of the year. So
Yeah, having those like warm, like fuzzy feelings, cause it's just like it's the same. It's like comfort. You know?
Yeah, it's comforting.
tradition
For sure.
But, yeah.
Totally. Yeah. No, there's been. Yeah, I don't know. Like in regards to like, I don't even know if you could call like springtime a tradition in and of itself, but like the couple of weeks of spring in April are like maybe my favorite times of the year. Like especially since being in college when the weather's out, the weather's good and like everyone's out. Oh
Yeah.
my gosh! Like nothing gets better than that like time frame.
No, I agree. I got like a week of April, I think, before I start working.
Yeah.
And, I don't know. I haven't used my hammock in a year or two. I'm definitely going to the Oval and just vibing.
Yeah, I better pray for some good weather during that week.
No, I'm hoping. I mean, like,
Yeah.
it's Columbus, so it could be snowing.
Yeah, it could be all over the place. You could tornadoes, snow, sleet.
Yeah, some bullshit.
I know.
Yeah.
God.
Who's your hero?
I think it's one of those things again where like I don't have a specific answer. There's a lot of heroes that have given me inspiration in so many different aspects of my life. Like my dad for sure. My dad, my grandparents. Both my grandmas passed away when I was younger, but my 2 grandpas were entrepreneurs. My dad's a salesman, and I'm going into a full commission / entrepreneurial / sales role. So like, definitely been a lot of inspiration for that, and they've seen a lot of success in it. So hoping to follow that path in a sense. So in regards to like my mindset of raising a family and doing good and making money for people other than myself and working hard, getting what you work hard for. Definitely say like my dad, my grandparents. My mom definitely for like my more mental side of things. Just her being a counselor, like we got the best of the best like mental treatment growing up just because like she knew how to act, just because she literally learned it in school. So that was always nice, just knowing that what she was saying to you it felt like a little bit more value than somebody else saying it to you, because she kind of knew how those things worked psychologically.
Yeah.
So definitely like a hero in regards to like spirituality and like the mental side of things. I guess like my girlfriend is kind of a hero in and of itself, maybe. Like she's definitely opened a lot of closed off doors in my life. Just in regards to like being your true self, fuck it what other people think kind of mentality, doing what you want to do, that kind of idea, and has definitely like been like heroic for me, and it's definitely like helped me make decisions that have, you know, progressed my life forward. Those are some big ones. I don't know, like my grandma, before she passed away, she was told she only had 6 months to live and lasted 7 years. So she's very strong-willed. So there's a lot of, you know, there's a lot of people that I look up to in different ways. I wouldn't say like there's one overall hero that I just like adore. It's more like there's things about each person that have really helped me.
A collection of people that are important in your life. That shaped you into you.
Yeah, and I guess I could give all of them collectively a hero name, but
yeah,
not one person specifically, I wouldn't say.
Yeah, gotcha.
There's been a lot of people in college too, like, you know, it almost feels like when you're younger and you go through the, you know, at least when I was a freshman in high school, you know, sophomore in high school and then freshman, sophomore in college, there's people that I've looked up to on like a more individual basis. That kind of just like appear in your life and almost disappear in a sense. You know, you can always text them and stuff, but they were there to help you, and you got something out, you got a lot out of them, and then hopefully you'll be able to give that back to somebody younger. But I would say there's been a lot of times where I've, you know, gotten a lot of really awesome inspiration from people that are your age or maybe a year above you. So
yeah,
you know.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once again, shout out to the Chavez family. Shout out Issa too. You know, the goat.
The goat. She'll probably watch this one day.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Well, I guess we'll.
Maybe she'll be on the podcast. There you go.
I don't know. We'll see. I was telling Fowler about this. Like, I have too many people on my list and not enough like
That's
days.
true.
So it's like I don't know. I have like my list of like need to haves, and then there's like the people I like want to have.
Yeah.
I don't know that I still need to kind of make that list. It's
Can't have everyone.
Can't have everyone, unfortunately.
Right, totally.
Would love to have like everyone in the world, but theoretically I could stay in Columbus longer. But fuck no, I'm not doing that.
Gotta get out of here. Yeah, you could always do a Zoom one. Speaking of Zoom,
it's not the same.
It's not the same at all, man.
Yeah, you know, like it's like there was, I think, just a little bit lost from going from like in my room, like, you know, having just like that like again like homey, comforting sense versus like this like bland like.
Yeah.
I guess
we got a
sweet
sweet background. I wonder, can you see in that? Yeah.
Yeah. Whereas like usually my Sunday studio is down and it's just an all white room, just like, and there's also like not these windows, and it's like that's been the interesting thing because so far only your house has been this studio,
Nice.
quote unquote. But it's like it's interesting because like I saw Make Rash yesterday, just saw Brophy, like it's just having like people like walk by and just like look in here, it's just like different, which is like that room where it's like the only window is like this wide, the very end of the room on the. What's called the door.
Yeah.
That's what they're called.
Oh, that's a door.
Yeah, and it's also like pretty out of the way, so like people aren't even looking at it that much. So it's a different vibe, but I don't know.
Yeah. Get a little bit of new scenery depending on the people you're talking to.
Yeah.
I guess it's the B-Hawk group for now.
Until next Wednesday.
Okay, who do you have on then?
Ricky.
Ricky.
He's like Ben's like friend growing up.
Okay.
He's also my little ATO. So.
Oh shit, nice.
Yeah, shout out the boy. But
Oh, yeah.
Blake gets here next on Tuesday.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's sweet that you do this every week.
Yeah, no, it's during my time off. I'm having like, or I have like these because during work I can't really do this, but like during my time off, I wanted to get a lot more episodes in. So here we are.
Hell yeah, dude.
Getting some more ones.
It's a great hobby. Yeah,
Thank you.
definitely on the more on list. That's for sure.
What's the best thing that's happened to you this past month?
Okay, first thing that came to mind. Trip to Punta Cana was amazing. Nice to be in the weather. I was in Denver for those, I think maybe 8 days total. That was really nice because when I originally like went all in to go out there, I was like, yeah, I've only been there like twice. Is this just like kind of an impulse decision? Which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
But then when I went out there, I actually like realized that I do love the city and like, well, I don't love it because I've only been there a couple times, but it seems like a place that I will fall in love with, and I got to see kind of the lifestyle change, and it was everything that I expected it to be in a sense of, you know, the hiking and the skiing and, you know, how the people act out there, and you know, it's sunny 300 out of 365 days there, so
Yeah.
like that was all true, and that definitely like helped support my decision to go out there. So I would say that was definitely relieving to get a couple job offers, go skiing out there, you know, look at a couple apartments and like solidify this idea of going out there that was like all in my head at once, and that's now like on the table. So I would say that's probably like the most exciting time I've had the past couple of months, or past month-ish.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, between Punta Cana and Denver, like
A lot of trips.
yeah, it's good to see the world and not just like be in your little bubble, you know?
I know, yeah, I mean, half the time now you get flights so cheap, I think my round trip from Denver and back was under $150.
Jesus.
Yeah.
Fly Frontier? Or?
Frontier, it was, so I think I flew Allegiant the first, like, the way there, and I think it was $45.
Jesus.
And then I flew Frontier on the way back, but I had to pay for a bag, so I think that was like $100. So I think it was a little under 150 total.
Yeah.
But
No, I mean, I don't know. I grew up like a Southwest family, and my parents were like, "Oh, like Southwest, you get a free checked bag, and
Mhm.
you get snacks on the plane." And it's
Yeah.
just like Spirit, not like I guess like the quality of the plane ride or whatever, but it's like I would much rather pay like $600 less for like this cheap ass plane that gets me to where I need to go, versus like a slightly nicer like a couple hours.
Exactly, and it's the thing, like if it was close in price, I'd be taking the Deltas and the Uniteds. It's not even
Yeah.
close.
Yeah, no, it's like you said, it's like
hundreds of dollars cheaper.
you get like another like 2 or 3 flights before you get to like some of the other airlines.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely wouldn't be able to do all the traveling I did if it wasn't for those cheaper flights, so it's
Yeah.
been nice.
Yeah, no, I don't think as long as the flights don't get canceled, that's all that matters.
Yeah, dude, for sure.
What do you think your past self would think of you now?
I'd say like pros and cons. I mean, I was definitely a different person in high school. I think what I would tell like teachers and everything about what I wanted to do after college graduation when I was a sophomore, junior, senior in high school is I wanted to almost do like a Peace Corps type thing where I wanted to like go travel the world and just like start a nonprofit or like go do service or just like be in a different country or like do something new. And those ideas are still very fresh in my mind about the travel and the go see new things and like go experience this life and be like go be like a spiritual person in this like earth that we live in. But it's definitely transitioned, and I think naturally it has, just because through time in college I've started to more understand about how money works, how you have to pay for shit. Like getting a girlfriend keeps you grounded, having friends keeps you grounded. Wanting to stay in the States, just because like that's where like a lot of the jobs are that I'm looking for. So I would say like my past self in a sense would be disappointed that like after graduation I'm not right away going to do some of the things like travel the world literally. I mean, I guess I'm going to Europe for a couple weeks after graduation, but it's different than what I expected it to look like. So I guess he'd be disappointed in that sense, but he'd also be like, I understand, and like it makes sense. Like you're chasing a passion of yours that's going to hopefully make you money, hopefully help you raise a family. Like my ideas of like of an awesome life have changed a little bit, but the core ideas of the travel and the spirituality behind why I wanted to go to different countries and do those things in the first place has definitely changed, has definitely stayed, but the way it's going to look has changed, if that makes sense. So
Yeah.
No, he'd definitely be happy for me.
Yeah.
He'd definitely be happy for me.
No, I feel like you said, like there's some stuff in life you don't figure out till later. But it sounds like broad strokes, like you're doing what younger you wanted you to do.
Yeah.
Some details, might not be there. Like you said, like financially speaking, it's a lot harder to do some of those. Like I remember I wanted to backpack through Europe for like 6 months after graduating back when I was in high school, and then I just found out like nope, that's not happening.
I know, a lot of money. I mean, it's just crazy as I wouldn't say it's sad in a sense, because when you're in high school, you think you can almost do anything. Like, we're blessed enough to think that we can do anything.
Yeah.
And like those things are like very doable, which they are, but as you grow older, you kind of get a little bit of a sense of reality of how, I mean, I hate that word, but like how the world works and how money works and kind of what would need to happen in order for you to do this trip, and is it worth it?
Yeah.
Not that it's not, but you have to think about those things a little bit more than you did in the past. But it's also, it's nice to know that, it's nice to understand what things take to make things happen. And in high school you didn't, so I guess it's like a pro and con of, like you're losing a little bit of what you thought you could do, but also it makes the things that you do a little bit more fruitful and enjoyable, and you appreciate them a little bit more, I guess.
Yeah, you understand how hard it takes to do it, so it's like it's so much more worth it.
Exactly, totally.
What do you think your purpose in life is?
I feel like at the point that I'm at in life, I haven't really like completely grasped the idea of death, so it's been hard to think of a core purpose. But I feel like it's pretty similar. I think a lot of people would say the same thing I do is, just like have good experiences, hopefully raise an awesome family, do things that excite you, work hard, just kind of like all the shindigs that, a lot of people would say. I'd say similarly, but I wouldn't say like there's one core meaning of life or purpose for me. I would say it's more just, passing it on. Really enjoying why I'm here and being spiritual in the moment and accepting and loving of everything that happens, and then when my time comes, passing it on to the people that hopefully I was able to like raise up. So I would say that's that's just like the cycle of life too. Yeah.
Make as much of an impact to the people that matter in your life, so that way they can do the same for the people in their lives.
Exactly. Yeah. And hopefully during that during the life be able to do side quests where I'm helping specific types of people that are going through a specific struggle, or it's like nonprofit work for an example, or just do something that's a little bit more outside the comfort zone.
Yeah. Are you fulfilled?
For the most part. I would say I know I know that I should feel fulfilled, but maybe not all the time I feel that way. Because for the most part, I feel like I don't have too much to complain about. I'm pretty blessed, so I feel pretty fulfilled in that sense. But there's also some things I still want to do, and I work hard to do those things. And having goals is great, but sometimes goals can help you lose track of enjoying the present moment. So I feel like maybe that's something I need to work on, being more fulfilled in this current moment, like right now, while also having like those tangible and achievable goals. But I'd say for the most part, yeah. I got no complaints. This is a pretty awesome place we live. Yeah.
I agree. It is hard to smell flowers while you're there, because it's like, I don't know, like you said, it's always like what's next, what's coming after. Like, I don't know, like I feel like no one, let's say no one does, but it's like,
yeah,
you think about the past and the future, but it's like so hard to like think about the present. It's like
you can't really think about it because you're doing it.
Yeah, it's like because you're always in it. It's like, yeah, I don't know, time bullshit.
Yeah, I guess like mindfulness would be the word too. Like, just being a little bit more mindful of like right now. I don't know how to do it, but some people do.
Where do you see yourself going the next 5 years, both personally and professionally, but mostly on the personal side?
So professionally, just to get that out of the way, the goal is to like make that good network of investors, or just like the real estate realm in general is just a pretty huge just networking base. So I'm hoping to have a good network where I can shove aside a good amount of like that cold calling and like the shitty stuff, and build up myself and my network, and make it like a decent amount of money. I don't need to be chasing the crazy bag, but enough to be able to have the experiences that I'm excited for, and raise family and whatever. Not that I'm having a family in the next 5 years, hell no. But so I would say definitely that. Personally, honestly, just like continuing to be open to new experiences. Denver's been a big one for me. If it doesn't work out, I'll move on to the next thing. I don't ever really feel grounded by specific locations or specific things in life. If I love Denver, I'll stay. If I don't love it, or if I want to try something new, I'll leave, and maybe I'll come back to it. Like, I feel like that's what life's for. So I'm excited to personally continue to, have those experiences that will like strengthen my spirituality and just like my outlook on life. But also at the same time, like we said, enjoying the present moment. And shit, like these 4 years have gone by so quick. So like I just know the next 4 or 5 are gonna be probably even quicker. So taking it in stride, not thinking too deeply. Life's a mess no matter what. Just really just trying to enjoy as much of it as you can.
Yeah.
Bad days are coming. I feel like I heard that quote somewhere, and it honestly helped me like in the current moment. Like bad days are coming no matter what. Like a bad day where a family member dies, a bad day where someone gets diagnosed with something, or something bad happens in the world. Like a bad day is coming. So there's no reason to not appreciate today. or, you know, appreciate the chapter of life that you're currently in. So, and that next chapter hopefully is full of health and strength and good vibes. But yeah, so I'm really just enjoying it.
It's a good mantra to have.
Yeah.
That is, I like that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have to steal that from you.
Yeah, silly. No. I mean, it's a kind of a shitty way to think of it, but it's so true. Like, it's just so true. Like, I mean, bad days are for sure coming.
Yeah.
Good days are for sure coming too, but bad days are for sure coming. So you might as well enjoy a good day while you have it.
I feel down now, and you know, you're gonna have a much better reason to feel down.
Yeah, exactly. Your reasoning for feeling down will be a lot more understanding than maybe some of the reasons you have now. You know, being stressed in school, or just, you know, the everyday life kind of thing. So
Yeah. I gotcha.
hard to live by though.
Yeah. What do you want to have done by the next time we film a podcast episode? I don't know when that is, but I'm saying 3+ years from now.
Okay, there you go. What do I want to have done? Okay, so first thing that came to mind, I want to have my first tattoo in the next 3 years.
Hell yeah.
I'm not allowed to get one right now because my parents aren't going to stop helping me for tuition if I do. So I want to have a tattoo by then. I've been wanting one for a while.
Any design or anything?
Nothing specific. I've had some ideas, but I don't want to be basic, so I'm going to kind of wait for the right thing to pop up.
I gotcha.
But also it doesn't need to be crazy deep. It can be something that's, you know, in the moment meant a lot to you. So tattoo, you know, maybe, you know, got myself grasped in Denver, and, you know, hopefully have, you know, made a decent living for myself, and, you know, maybe at that time I'm thinking about either staying or doing something different, or whatever. Like, I have a different kind of like idea, which is so crazy to think about. Like, everything's been, you know, everything I've done currently has been like to get out to Denver, and maybe, you know, 3 years from now I'm talking about either staying out there, buying a house out there, or moving somewhere completely different. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
So that conversation can be had. I've done some crazy hikes, done some crazy things, picked up a new hobby. Hopefully I can get back into like my photography stuff, maybe the woodworking. Oh, another big one would be hopefully I've become decent at Spanish. That'd be a big one.
Me gusta.
Yeah, sí, me gusta. But yeah, this is random ones.
Yeah, I like it though.
Yeah.
You're. I'm looking forward to seeing, you know, fully actualized Connor with the woodworking. And
The woodworking, the arm sleeve, and
the photography. Like, I don't know. I fuck with photography.
Hell
so if you ever pick up the camera, let me know, because I'm definitely gonna be checking out some of those pictures.
Hell yeah, dude. I got a Visco right now, so I got some good ones on there. But
Oh hell yeah. I may or may not be checking that out right
go
after
stalk
this.
me, bro.
Yeah.
I'm all over.
But,
Good shit.
yeah. That's the end of the conversational part of this
Let's
podcast. Wrapping up, we got some quick hitters for you. So
Sweet.
first thing comes to mind. If you need time to think, go for it, but try not to overthink.
Okay,
All
cool.
right. All right. This is a moment in the mind of Connor Michael Chatlos. What's the song that's been stuck in your head recently?
Song stuck in my head recently. Oh my gosh, Ojitos Lindos by Bad Bunny.
Good
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah.
What is one of your favorite quotes or lyrics?
Oh, favorite quote. First one that came to mind: "It takes courage to see reality."
Good answer.
Yeah, you can take that however you want.
Yeah. What's the best show or movie you've seen in the past month?
Oh, past month, dude. I don't really watch that many movies. I'm currently watching the Mandalorian series. That's awesome. So if that counts.
On Swag Wednesdays?
Yep, Swag Wednesdays.
Oh, yeah. What is the best thing you binged recently?
Best thing I binged: Breaking Bad.
Great
Yeah.
answer. Fucking
Oh
love that
my
show.
god, I binged the shit out of that. There was one day where I watched like 8 or 10 episodes. It was great.
That's
So.
a good fucking show. I
Yes,
love
sir.
it. What's the best book you read recently?
The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. That one, I think it's like a bestseller. I think it's pretty well known, but gives you a pretty good frame of mind of, you know, everyday life. So it was a good one.
Do I have to add that to the list?
Do it, yeah.
Yeah. What is your current or most recent job?
Current job: Fairfield Homes, development/asset management intern. That's the current job. But I guess like the 40-hour week job I had, and like most recent for that was working for Ventas doing property management. So
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Do you want kids? If so, how many?
Do want kids later in life, hopefully late 20s. Right now I'm thinking 1 girl, 1 boy, or 1 boy, 2 girls. So no more than 3 though. That's a lot.
Gotcha. Yeah, that's a lot. I mean, they don't pay taxes. They
I
don't
know.
like give you rent month They don't give you money for rent.
Yeah,
Like,
you just take care of them and spend all your money on them, which is great, but
yeah.
fuck, more than 3, that can get tough.
Financially speaking, just a mess.
Yeah, for sure.
Your favorite conspiracy theory?
I have a lot of ones I'm more interested about. Moon landing one's always fascinating. I believe in the moon landing, but like it's a fun one to talk about.
Yeah.
Jeffrey Epstein shit is crazy. Definitely think there's something going on there. Anything political, any conspiracy political, 9/11, those always get me going. Those are always fascinating. But yeah.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
What's your favorite spot to eat nearby with beef and or fast food?
Dude, I go to Chipotle all the time just because I'm gluten free right now. Hopefully I'm not when I see this podcast. But Chipotle is completely gluten free, so I've been going there a ton. So that's probably my favorite right now. But if it's not gluten free, Cane's.
Did not know that Chipotle was gluten free.
Yeah, almost everything's gluten free on the menu except for the flour tortillas. So.
I'm gonna have to use that. Long story short, there's a Jewish holiday Passover.
Okay.
You can't eat leavened bread, and I always just simplify that to gluten free because it's like
Similar.
yeah. It's the same idea. So usually it just sucks because it's just like eating matzah.
Yeah.
It's like, you've had communion, right?
Mhm.
Communion's most of the time just leftover matzah.
Oh, okay.
So like imagine eating that for 8 days.
Dude, no.
Sucks.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Well, there you go. Chipotle's a good one.
Gonna have to use that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they just recently decided, you know how you're saying the Pope decided about this stuff.
Yeah.
They recently decided that rice and beans are kosher for Passover.
So you can eat them.
Yeah.
So you're
No,
chilling.
for thousands of years it was like nope, no rice and beans during Passover.
Dude.
Like, and now all of a sudden you can. It's just like hell yeah. Like
Fuck it, why
rice.
not? Yeah.
The beans are like okay, but I love me some rice.
Yeah, dude. How do you not like rice, man? Rice goes with everything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
What's some of the things underrated?
Country music.
What's your biggest hot take?
Oh my gosh, I guess like it goes along with the conspiracy theory. Like, I think politicians are fucked up human beings, and I think they do some really fucked up shit. Like maybe go to Jeffrey Epstein's island and literally assaulted kids or crazy
Yeah.
shit like that. Maybe not that specifically, but they're all fucked up human beings. A
Yeah.
lot of them are.
I don't know if that's that hot, but I definitely agree.
Yeah. No, they are there for the wrong reasons.
Yeah. What's your biggest pet peeve?
I don't know, like guys can't be emotional or something. Is that a pet peeve? Not really a pet peeve. I don't know, that's like a take of mine, I guess. I don't really have like a pet peeve. Maybe like noise when I'm studying. That was so different from guys being emotional. Sorry, those are 2 separate spectrums. All right, guys being emotional, guys can't be emotional. That's a pet peeve of mine because they can. Or people talking, like screaming when I'm trying to fucking study, like
Yeah.
literally in the library or something stupid like that.
Oh, fuck that.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's your biggest insecurity?
Currently, biggest insecurity is my weight, or like my gym progress. That's like currently. I don't really have like a huge one that's like been a detriment to me my whole life, but currently that's one that's there. Yeah.
What's your favorite quality about yourself?
Favorite quality about myself, no matter how I'm feeling, I will always, I can always give somebody a smile, or like I will always put it aside if I'm having a conversation with somebody.
Great answer.
Yeah, for the most part.
I love
Unless
that.
it's like my girlfriend.
Yeah.
She sees all sides of me.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite outfit?
Favorite outfit, I've been leaning more towards like hippie style stuff, so a lot of like this kind of stuff like jean jackets or like jean jackets, boots, like just like a bunch of different bracelets, almost like Outer Banks vibe.
Any specific like jean jackets, boots, whatever?
This one I love. I just got this one.
Yeah.
I got this one in Denver. It's like the first jean jacket I've ever owned, so like this one's been pretty sweet.
You fuck with it.
I do, yeah, it's nice. They got the little
Boulder,
Boulder logo there, so yeah, I guess this one. I've got like a couple pairs of like pants I wear a lot that I enjoy, but yeah. More of like the earthy vibes, the earthy colors. Yeah.
Crunchy man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. What's your biggest hobby?
Biggest, coolest hobby is photography for sure, but I haven't done it in a while just because life's busy. Currently, just honestly sports betting or like just watching sports with the guys has been just like what I do all the time just because I live in a frat-like house, so
Oh yeah.
yeah.
You're stuck on a deserted island. You only bring one thing. You can't bring like a boat, and if you bring any electronics, business, like cell service or anything like that. What are you bringing?
Drinking water probably. Yeah, probably drinking water because I even if this island has coconuts, I feel like that'd be harder than just having unlimited drinking water enough to supply me for a while.
Yeah. Is coconut water actually from coconuts? Is that just like the juice in there? Or?
I think it's, I think if you like were to get like just a straight up coconut from a palm tree, I think it would have water in it. Like water between like the coconut shavings, I guess, but I don't think it's a lot.
I have no idea what coconuts, like,
Yeah.
how they work, you know, I'm not a coconutologist.
I love coconuts, and I love like coconut flavoring shit, but I don't know how to open one, I don't know any of that shit,
I
so.
don't think I've ever looked at a held coconut before, now I think about it.
There's a bunch of different ones, like I think naturally in like in the jungle or whatever, like in the tropics, they have like the brown hairy shit over them, but I think you peel that off and then it's hard on the inside, and then you have to open that up for the water, so they're bigger and they have like a lot more layers than people think.
Interesting.
But, yeah.
Who are your best friends?
Best friends, I got plenty of them. My girlfriend's my best friend. All of B-Hawk are my best friends. And like the close people, my close friends with B-Pad are my best friends. So definitely a lot of different environments that I have best friends in.
Yeah.
So.
All the different groups.
Yep, all the different groups.
I will say you guys are now 4 for 4 for B-Hawk.
What do you mean?
Saying each other.
Let's go.
Yeah.
That's a good sign. All of
Yeah.
B-Hawk.
No, I'm I feel like it's probably gonna be 7 for 7.
I hope so. I fucking hope so.
Yeah. No, Jared said that in the first episode. He's like, I hope everyone else says it. I'm just like, nah, I gotta let everyone know.
Everyone's saying it. You gotta say B-Hawk, man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What are you curious about?
Different cultures, like different languages. Issa's got me a lot into like more of the Hispanic culture, which has been super cool. Different cultures, like traveling for the sense of like seeing new things, but also like seeing new cultures. I think it's super fascinating.
Yeah.
I've always loved like putting things into archives, so that's why I love photography, is because those are pictures that you can look back on and remember certain moments. So, it, while you're taking the picture, it brings out a sense of curiosity. Different languages, I don't know. I guess like the industry I'm going into, super curious about that. Yeah, just a lot of different things.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
What's something that you have to do every day?
So it used to be working out,
Mm-hmm.
at least 5 days a week. I've taken a break from that for the past couple of months, so I mean, something I have to do every day that's probably not good for me is like, TikTok or Instagram Reels. I deleted TikTok and now I'm in Instagram Reels just as addicted. But I feel like I have to do that because it messes my dopamine receptors and gives me that, instant gratification, which is probably so bad for me. But that's what I do every day because I feel like I have to.
Yeah.
Yeah, so hopefully I'm not doing that next time I watch this.
Let's hope.
Yeah.
TikTok was a mistake.
It fucking was.
What is your proudest accomplishment?
Okay, first two that came to mind when I was in high school, there were 3 big awards that were given out to the senior class, and I won one of the 3. And the first one was, or the one that I won was based off like, it was called the Father Chaminade Service Award. So it was pretty much the person that did like the most service and like had a lot of service hours and everything like that. But the reason that was my biggest accomplishment is because I was voted on by the rest of my senior class. It wasn't just like the teachers voted on it. So it was pretty cool that people thought of me that way.
That's nice.
And then I was in charge of BPAD retreat this year, 2023, February. That was like one of the best moments of my life, just like watching everyone just like open up and really buy into the process. So that was a huge accomplishment of mine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So
What's one thing you want to own?
Jeep 4-door Wrangler.
Very specific.
Yeah, I want to own a Jeep someday, but it's just not. It just doesn't make sense right now.
Oh, I get it. In this economy.
In this economy, come on.
What do you think the price of gas will be the next time we film?
$4.71.
So specific.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. This man's got it all planned out.
Yeah, I know. I'm psychic.
Yeah. Where do you want to visit next?
Europe. I've got a trip planned. I'm going to Copenhagen, and then we're going from Copenhagen to Barcelona, Nice, and then the Amalfi Coast. So, whatever I'm doing over there, that's my next place I'm most excited to visit. So,
That'll be a ton of fun.
yeah, I'm excited.
What's one piece of advice you have for yourself, for the world, for me, whoever?
Advice for myself that hopefully down the line can listen to. Calm the fuck down. Life's not that deep. You're gonna be fine. And then advice for the world. You're important, but people aren't thinking about you all the time. So don't let people's thoughts about you or their actions towards you affect you in any certain way. Because at the end of the day, people are living their own lives and they give a fuck about you, but most people don't give that much of a fuck about you. So take that in a good way. Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah.
last but not least, top 5.
Family.
Family.
Can friends be part of that or no? Is that separate?
You can group them in.
Okay, so
Family and
relationships.
friends.
Relationships
Relationships.
are probably number one. Spirituality / religion. So just like my presence on this earth. Definitely like outdoorsy stuff. So hiking, just like being at the core of just like being outside. Canes.
Gotta be more canes.
I fucking love canes. I can't wait to eat that shit again. Canes and sports. I'm not sure I love sports, so
Sports.
Cleveland Browns, something like that. Cleveland teams, yeah.
Sports.
Sports.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a great top 5.
I know.
It's got wholesome, we got everything.
You got everything. You got the food. You got the sports. You got the family.
Yeah.
That's all you need.
Yeah. Great way to round out the episode.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I
Connor.
really appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Glad to have you on.
Really good time.
Yeah.
Sweet.
How do you want to end this thing?
I don't know. See you in a couple of years. Connor and young Landon. See you in a couple of years, I guess.
Peace.
Peace. Let's go.
Fuck yeah, dude. That was sick.
Let's go. That was awesome, man.
See you, Boulder.